Billy, I'm gonna PM you on Zoom, the link. So
I got it from the VO.
oh, okay. You're gonna put it in the Facebook?
I'm gonna put it on the Facebook page. Danny, I'm also gonna put it in your chat directly. So whatever you want to do with it, you can.
I got it. It was in the tribe chat, right?
Perfect. Yep, same link.
All right, the link has been sent everywhere that it needs to go, so I will get this started. Hello, Austin and Danny, you two. As I mentioned a few nights prior, you guys have gone as far as you can in regards to this game, and you guys will be deciding your own fates through the speeches and the questionings tonight. Danny, as the winner of the final immunity challenge, has chosen to go first. So Danny's going to go first, and then Austin, and then in the closing, it's going to be Austin, and then Danny. You guys are going to have 6 minutes for opening and 6 minutes for closing for each of you. And so, just give me one moment to get the timer set up. All right, I'm just gonna do a tester real quick. You can see that timer, y'all.
Hmm.
All right, sounds
No.
good. All right, Danny, you're gonna have 6 minutes, and
I can't see the timer.
Oh, we
I
turned it
haven't,
off already.
yeah, I turned it off. You'll be able to see it when I start.
Okay.
All right, Danny, your time will start when you start speaking.
Okay. So I first just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone on production. It's been a really fantastic season. Everybody I know has put in a whole lot of work. I am sure that there have been some personalities, and thank you so much for putting up with everybody. Um, I wanted to talk just very briefly about my game, and I figured I would leave the rest of it for jury questions. I'm going to skip pretty much the entire pre-merge of the game. There's just a couple of things that are important to my game in the pre-merge. I think that playing for tribal immunity is an important strategy, and it's one that I always strive for. I do think that being a good team player, especially at the beginning, can take you really far. It helps you to bond with your tribe, and it just helps keep everybody safe, which is always nice. It's nice when you just get to have positive vibes with everybody. I cannot stress how well the random draw for the swap went for us. I know I can speak for everybody on our tribe that we were pretty thrilled to stay together and have a nice majority and continue winning. So that was great. I did also go to a journey pre-merge twice actually and got two advantages throughout them. One of them I never used because it was to keep half the tribe safe at Final 12, which we didn't go to Final 12 Tribal Council. It was pre-merge. And the second was the safety at Final 7, which I played just kind of like as a safety net, but I didn't really need it, though I did have to work really hard for that one. Let me tell you. Production sent me on a ridiculous scavenger hunt and also a bunch of puzzles to go through. So that was fun. Um, I know that I struggled a little bit socially throughout the game. I think that one of the downsides to winning so many tribal immunities is that you don't have to focus so much on talking to your tribe about the game, because it's really simple. I think a lot of people tended to be like, "Oh, great, I don't have to worry about it. I can enjoy my weekend." And I'm glad that we did that because at the end of the day, it is just a game on the internet for bragging rights. Um, so it's important, I think, that everybody had like social lives, like real social lives. People were like, I'm at work, I'm busy, I'm out, I'm busy, I'm at trivia night. It's like, it's fine. Go live your life. Like nobody um should hold this over their genuine like life connections. Um I do think though that strategically I did make some pretty good decisions. I was on the right side of the vote every single time. I was behind some of the deciding votes that kind of went in our favor. We did enter the merge in a minority. I know that a lot of people like, oh, blue stuck together, but we did not have a majority. We were five people in a group in a tribe of 11. So we did everything that we could to get through it. And I do think that there were times where I did a little bit more as well. I also won four challenges. I'm gonna give that with an asterisk because one of them was just because I had no opponents. But I did legitimately win three challenges. I won the cat challenge. That was a pretty stressful endurance challenge. I did win final immunity, and I did win the HOH for Big Brother week. But the POV for Big Brother week, we didn't even play the challenge. It was only two of us, and Julia forfeited. So. But I was told that it does count as a win, so I will take my four wins and feel really good about three of them. Um, I really enjoyed meeting everybody too. I want to say that I think that everybody here was a pretty positive person, and if they were angry, I know I certainly got frustrated at times. They didn't flip out on people. I think that's really important. The one time that I did kind of lose my patience, and I'm really sorry about it, was just a couple of days ago on Monday. My aunt was having surgery, and I was on the phone with my mom trying to get details. And her geriatric dog, is like crying. And I was just very frustrated in my actual life. And I felt bad because I kind of snapped on Kat, but I just couldn't deal with it at the time. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I can't do this right now. But I should have told her, like, that I just couldn't do it right now. Um, so yeah, so I do think that everything when it was announced as a final two, I did say that I wanted to go to the end with Austin, like in a video confessional. And one of the reasons for that was not because I saw Austin as a weak player, but I do feel like a lot of our more successful moments came together, and I was a little afraid at that point that people would not want to vote somebody from our original tribe. And at that point, the only other option really was Julia or Brandon. I don't think either one of us wanted to sit next to Julia or Brandon at the end of this game. So I did think that from BB week. And I'm pretty proud that I didn't really make any huge mistakes throughout the game, and they were mostly just personality issues, which I am not the easiest person to get along with, and I am sorry if that rubbed people the wrong way, but I am not really into it. I'm glad that was able to meet a bunch of really great people, but I'm sorry if I wasn't like super friendly enough. I'm just not a bubbly, friendly personality in general. I look forward to everybody's questions. Thank you once again for having me. It's been a delight.
All right, just to confirm, you're cutting your time.
Yeah.
All right.
I forfeit my
Austin,
last 10 seconds.
Austin, same as you. It'll start when you start speaking.
I'm starting right now. Hello everyone. I just want to say thank you to everyone who put their heart into this game. Production, all the players, Danny, myself, your friend who's looking at the YouTube because you wanted to show them something cool. Like I just really think orgs are so special. They're very special to me. I'm happy that I found a community of nerds who like the same stuff that I do and who like it so much that they're going to spend their Wednesday night or Friday nights or whatever like on Zoom, just like having fun. And so I'm very thankful for this experience and another way for me to have fun and have a social life. So I wanted to invite you on a journey of my game. First, this is how I envisioned my game to go. Normally, when I play, um, I just want to make it to as few tribal councils as possible during the three tribe, two tribe phase. And so that involves like Danny said, a lot of teamwork. You need to be able to work together with all the people on your tribe, gel with them well enough to win all of these challenges and not even just win, like at least not get last, like not be a loser. And that's what really like carried me through the pre-merge because not gonna lie, I don't see myself as someone who is strong in competitions. So I needed to balance my strong social game with like kind of okay above average competition skills to get me into this like admittedly comfortable spot where like Yeah, we did. We only went to tribal once, all the way up until merge. So really, like from the beginning of the game until merge, like we weren't really like it didn't have to strategize that much because we weren't going to tribal. And then my plan was once I get to merge, using my quiet personality more a little bit under the radar to allow me to stay hidden until it was the right time to take out big threats for me to get to the end. However, as Survivor goes, luck is always not always on your side, like it was for us in the swap. I was a target early merge, got votes, very quickly lost a lot of power, a lot of relevance, and had to play from the bottom. And so, in order to do that, I had to navigate multiple relationships in order not to get picked off one by one, because that's what I saw. Like at that moment, that's what I saw that was going to happen. And then at that point, like I felt like I was a goat. Like people just wanted to take me to the end because they saw me as someone easy to beat. And it, like, quite frankly, someone who they saw as like, unstrategic, not a good social game, not strong in challenges, and so kind of like quote unquote easy to beat. In order to combat that, I lowered my threat level. I put a bunch of people in front of me. The entire Blue Tribe and Cat were all these, especially Brandon and Julia, like those were the people who were going to get picked off before me, so I can get to the end. Um, once Karen and Clara voted out, people, the next people to go were all the people who were overplaying. I stopped that. I responded by making sure to underplay. I maybe said a little bit too much in calls. I was very honest, and I kept loyal to my OG tribe so that I wouldn't stick out, because everyone who was sticking out, they were the next to go. And I only won challenges whenever it was necessary, specifically the Final Four Immunity Challenge, which gave me back the agency that I lost all like from mid merge all the way up until the Final Four, and put me in control of getting to the end. I probably have a bunch of time left, and that makes me happy because I'm really super excited to answer all the questions. I feel like I do better in a question and answer type thing, and I cannot wait to hear what you, the jury, have to say. And I can't wait to have a great conversation about my game and why I deserve to win. And
Right, so you're
you can
yielding
have
the
the rest
rest of
of
your
the 1
time.
minute and 50. Yes, you can have
All
it.
right.
Free gift.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let in the first juror who is ready to speak. Hello, Karen. Your time will start when you start speaking.
Okay, hi. Well, first of all, congratulations. Nice to meet both of you. It's been a minute now. I'm kidding, kind of. But yeah, congratulations on making it to the final two. You did it. None of us could do it. Whatever. We're gonna talk about that. Um, the great thing for you two is I'm not pissed at either of you. The sad thing for me is that means I'm having a lot less fun here. I usually like to come in with like some roasting, but like I'm just I'm happy for you two, but I'm just a little lost. I'll be straight up. My basis at this point, like listen to both of your openings, and some interesting things got said, but my perspective is one of you flat out didn't talk to me. One of you at least let me play the game the round I was dying. And like whether you were lying to me or not, I think I could see intention behind it. And that's what I'm really looking for, whether we talked or not. Tell me your intentions in this game. Show me what you did that actually got you here. And Austin, I'll talk to you directly for a second. It is a little frustrating to basically hear that you didn't have to do anything pre-merge, but you were on the bottom of that. And then there wasn't a majority, but you were on the bottom of it, but weren't a target really. Like you got targeted by the people not on your side, and like had a strong trio that was carrying you until they got picked off. And I see you smirking, so it's like I know there's some recognition there, and it's just hard to feel like
No,
you
because
didn't
I
have
think
to
you're right.
it didn't have to, and I'm not like coming at you, just like again, where I'm looking at it, it's just hard to feel like you didn't show up and then you won Final Four. And I just like, I don't know. It's like that's great. You did win it when you needed it, but was it enough for a whole game? And that's show me the intentionality. Because I've tried pulling it out of the jury chat too, and like there's a lot of maybe shadows I don't know about. So like I will give you each, whoever, like Austin, if you want to go first, because I really think I know a lot less about your game and don't see that. Take a few minutes and like think of a question you want to be asked. Like, don't leave it for the jury to ask their questions. Also, tell me your fucking answers now. Like, sell me your winning game. Paint the picture. You two have the floor.
I'll go ahead and go first. I I see your perspective, Karen, I really do. And I think you're right. Like one can see it as like I didn't have to show up. And in fact, like there were some things that I could not show up to. Like I couldn't show up to BB night because my best friend was getting married. I couldn't show up to a tribal council because I had plans. And so like I think you're right. Like I wasn't there for some of it. And I feel like the biggest piece of intentionality that is worth the entire game is the moment that you talked about, which is Final Four. And it actually started a little bit before that. So once Eric left, I knew Julia was gone. Like I knew Julia was gone. She lost immunity. That was her only way of making it even a little bit further. And I was in no position to vote her out. In fact, it didn't matter what I did because everyone else was going to. Anyway, Brandon was going to vote Julia, Kat was going to vote Julia, and Danielle was going to vote Julia. But that doesn't mean I can't sit there and do nothing. I went to all three of them and said, "Hey, I just want to let you know, like I know that you're going to vote Julia, and I'm not going to do that, and I just want to be transparent about what I'm going to do, so that you don't have to do any guesswork once it's tribal council and like moving forward." And so then at tribal council, I said it again. I was like, "Hey, I'm telling everybody, I am not voting for Julia." And I'm telling everybody that I had the same conversation with all of you, that I know that you're voting for Julia and I'm not going to do that. And you're probably thinking like, okay, what does this conversation matter? Like, why am I telling you this right now? The reason why I think this was so pivotal is because it showed everybody like, I'm a man of my word. I'm going to do exactly what I say. And so I'm someone to trust with, like, you can choose to trust me with any sort of big information that you want. And so then once that happened, I got Danny's word that she was taking me to the end. I got Kat's word that she was taking me to the end. I got Brandon's word that he was taking me to the end. And so really it was on me to mess it up, and I didn't. Once I won Final Four immunity, Kat told me, "Hey, it's your pick. Who do you want to go?" And I said, I want Brandon to go. I can't beat Brandon. He's a bigger threat. And so let's go do that. So I told Danny, "Hey, it's Brandon." And I told Kat, "Hey, it's Brandon." And guess what? Brandon's on the jury.
And I think
Once
that
it was
that's
final,
I just want to jump in because we're running out of time and I
Yes,
kind of
I
want to
was
be
gonna
able to
say I
answer a
would
little
like
bit.
to hear from Danny.
I think intentionality is really important, and I did intentionally try to mislead people at times. I do play a somewhat messier game, and Karen is evidence of that. Although we kind of played each other because we both very much lied to each other. I got pulled into that very fake alliance with you and Claire. I was talking on the phone with you. Yeah, yeah, I'll vote Brandon. And I want to be clear, I did vote Brandon. I voted him for safety. So didn't lie to you. I wrote down Brandon's name. I
We
meant
were
it. I
playing each
committed to
other.
it.
Like
I
that
committed.
was fun.
Yeah. So like, but I did that repeatedly. I did that with literally everyone. I did it with Z. I leaked everybody in blue was working together for an idol clue. I leaked it when we reached level 6. It was like 2 days before Brandon got it, or the day before Brandon got it. And I leaked him all the answers to get up to level 6 because I was kind of hoping that he would just find it and like solve a lot of my problems that way. I am the type of person who doesn't like to have an idol, but I like to know where it is. I think it's more effective that way. As far as to just rebut a little bit about yes, I did go up to Austin after the Final Five challenge and was like at the Final Five tribal council and was like, yes, I want to go to the end with you. That's Final Four. Like I wasn't going to the end with Brandon. I love Brandon. He's awesome, but I wasn't going to the end with him. And I didn't really want to go to the end with Kat either because I do actually respect Kat's game. So I feel like Austin and I had the same downsides pre-merge, which was that we didn't have to play a strategic game pre-merge other than deciding, practicing for challenges, who was going to compete. These are important decisions, and they are strategic, but they're not like like that fun, like survivor kind of decision making. I do think it's important because safety is great. And so yeah, so that's what I think about intentionality.
Great.
All
Well,
right.
thanks, y'all. That's my time. Remember, show me your intentionality and don't wait for the jury to ask you questions. You tell us. Bye.
Bye,
All
Karen.
right. Thank you, Karen. We are waiting for the next juror to join. Right, your next juror. All right. Hello, Claire. Your time starts when you start speaking.
Okay, hi. First of all, congrats to both of you. Secondly, I just want to say I'm an aggressive speaker, but I don't take that personally. I actually really like both of you. Austin, you obviously know that. Danny, addicted to you, queen. Anyways, so I have some questions. First, Austin, in your opening, you said that it was really important to you to win tribal challenges to keep everyone safe, but after the swap, you threw the tic-tac-toe challenge to me. Why?
The reason why I wanted to throw the challenge was two things. One, I needed to prove loyalty to my tribe. Julia was the, like, I don't want to say like Julia was the spearhead, but like me, Brandon, and Julia were like, we need to throw the challenge in order to get out Eric because we saw Eric as a threat. And Julia wasn't playing that challenge. I can't go and like play this challenge without Julia participating and like with all this and win when I said like very publicly, like, hey, I'm going to throw this. So that I needed to do that so that I wanted to get Eric out, then didn't. Oopsie. And then two, I needed to prove to people that like I'm gonna do what you tell me to do. Otherwise, like it's I'm on the line, you know?
Okay, thank you. Danny, I just wanted to say that your round that you were lying to me and Karen that you were just talking about, loved that. I was like, at least she's doing something work. So that's not like a notch down to you from me. Just wanted you to know that. Okay, Austin, I have another question for you. Danny, no offense, queen. I just have some questions for Austin. So after the first vote, when Karen went, when Eric and I went to you and we're like, we voted for you, like, we're sorry. It seemed to me like you were only mad at me and you were not mad at Eric or Haley or Kat, or not Kat, sorry, but anybody else who voted you that round, which I don't know how much you talked to everyone else, but it was giving that you were only mad at me. Why?
You weren't the only one who I was mad at, but I was mad at you. The
Which is
reason why
valid,
was
which is valid.
yeah, I know, yeah, people get angry, like we're allowed to do that. Um, it it really sucked, like being added to an alliance chat at like 6, and then tribal happens at 8, and then you hear about a vote on you at like 10 or 11. Like the whole time on the events just like really sucked, and it did, like, as a human being, it did get to me. And so you're right, like I'm well within my right to get mad. I appreciate the space that y'all gave me in that moment when I was like, I just need a break. Like, give me like 24 hours and I'm good. And I am good after it. Like, I have no, like, you were playing Survivor. Shout out to you. Like, you were doing the thing. I don't expect to get anywhere in the game without catching votes. And so, yes, I was mad at you, and I am no longer mad at you. I wasn't mad at you after the 24 hours either. So
Okay, that's valid. I wasn't
I really
there.
am sorry if it felt like it was, because like
It just seemed like you were talking to Eric and everyone else, just not me. When like I wasn't the one who was like, we have to vote for Austin. You know what I mean?
I understand that.
Okay, lastly, just quickly, to me, your games are very similar. I think a lot of us have that sentiment just because you were on the same tribe the entire game. You won basically the same amount of challenges. And you were also in the same alliance the whole game. So I'm asking both of you quickly in the last 3 minutes, to tell me one or two things that make your game stand out from the other person's. Danny, you can start since you haven't
Yeah.
started yet.
First of all, I think the tic-tac-toe challenge is a great example. I also agreed to throw it and I did not. Because I don't want other people running my game. My game was win immunity. I don't care what other people said. And then I just told them, up, I guess Kat was trying to throw it too. No, she wasn't. I tried to win it. That's one thing I think distinguishes our games. Because I might say things, but I don't always mean them. I'm gonna do what I want anyway. I didn't have to prove loyalty anywhere else but the ballot box, really. I think that that is one of the things that distinguishes it. I also think that I would played a little bit more aggressive and forward as far as um, my game is to generally just like leak random information. Um, like when I was like, yeah, everyone thinks that you and Eric are best friends. Like I would leak random
We are, by the
information
way.
and just like kind of exaggerate at times just to try to cause chaos. And I do think that that is a big difference. Is it riskier? Sure. Some people hate that, but it's just I think it works great because then you just lay back and you're not the threat somehow. So I do think that that was a little bit different. I also do think it is different that Austin at 6 lost complete agency by being forced into voting out Eric, who he was close to. And that is something that I brought up in my lines chat with Brandon and Kat, saying that well, we could just get out Eric if we want to. What's Austin gonna do? Vote himself out? Like he would have gone home if he didn't flip on the revote and he knew it. So,
Would you say that was your move, Kat? Like you orchestrated that move?
did I orchestrate it? I think I pointed it out because I do think that the tie vote thing confused a lot of people. Um, and I think that I pointed it out. So would I say that it is my move? It was my move to be like, oh no, this is what will happen. And it's fine, he'll just flip. And then like they were like, oh yeah, because I don't think everybody got it. Just the same way at Final Four, I was like, no, if you get no votes at 4, you go home. And I
Mhm.
think that that was confusing to some people, but I think that like I just got it. I don't necessarily think that it was a strategic move more than it was just the understanding of the twist to point it out. So.
Thank you, Danny. Austin.
For this last minute, I feel like the big thing that differentiates my game from Danny's is Danny. If Kat had one final immunity, Danny wouldn't be here. It would be me and Kat. I did like not that I didn't need to win or anything, but like by the time we were at 3, like I knew I was going to the end anyway because Kat was taking me, Danny was taking me. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, but to
In
be
fact,
fair, I dominated the challenge, got first place in all 3 rounds, and came in
yeah, you
first.
did. Yeah, I think that's
So,
super awesome. I couldn't do that. Like I had no idea how to play blackjack, like to be clear. In addition, like Danny had the opportunity to build a strong relationship with Kat as soon as she was onto jury, and she decided to strike that opportunity by having a conversation with Kat before she voted her out. And she didn't. She just said, I'm just ready to vote." And that put Danny in a very worse position with Kat versus me.
Thank you. Thank you both. Great answers and congrats again.
thanks.
Okay, thank you, Claire. All right, we are going to bring the next juror in. All right, just give me 1 second. Z, your time starts when you start speaking.
Okay. Hello. First of all, well done both of you getting to the end. I always do like tribal councils when I'm on the jury the exact same way, so I'm gonna keep to my usual form, which is to tell you a little bit about how I personally see your games. I'm going to let you know what the likelihood of you getting my vote is at this exact moment. And then I'm going to ask you the same question each. So first of all, I feel like I am having the opposite problem to some people, which is that differentiating you is almost very easy for me. Austin, I think that at least to me, you played a really good social game. You were chatty. I enjoyed our conversations. It felt like you were trying to get to know people, and I think that's important. But equally, it did feel like you were absent, possibly beyond the point of that's just life things. Everyone's going to miss a couple of days. It kind of feels to me like sort of you're on about day 12 instead of day 39 or whatever the equivalent is. So I'm kind of looking to see how you really crammed stuff into that time, given that you weren't as present. Danny, for me, you have the opposite problem. I think, with the greatest of respect, because you'd probably admit it yourself, you have the social game of a spoon. But I kind of respect your honesty with it. Like at one point you were like, is that enough small talk? Can we just get on with it now? I find it confusing you choose to play survivor games, given that's your outlook. But I do kind of respect it. For me, you had more agency, and you did dominate in competitions. But I think my problem is kind of it didn't really feel like you were playing a game with us. It felt like you were playing a game with like pieces in your head, and they just happened to have faces and names. So right this second, I would say that like Danny, you probably got about a 65% chance of getting my vote. Austin, about 35%. I'm still open to both of you. I started pretty 50-50. For me, I'm preferring so far what I've seen from Danny. But anyway, my question to you is going to be the same one, because I want to know how you perceive other people's perceptions of the game, and that's really important to me. So I would like each of you to tell me something about this game that I don't know. And that's ideally something that even the jury won't have told me coming in. But at the very least, I want something that before I left the game, I didn't have a clue. Danny, I'll start with you.
Something that you didn't know. Let's see. Um, I think you had a pretty good handle on the basic workings of the game, where everybody was the idol. I think you knew Brandon had the idol. I don't think anything like that. Um, I don't necessarily know because um we didn't really chat about it. I don't know if you knew that, or at least at the merge, maybe not when you were voted out, that they wanted to throw the tic-tac-toe challenge, the ultimate tic-tac-toe challenge. I don't know that you knew that. And like I said, I was just like, yeah, sure, whatever, and then didn't. I tried to beat Cat. And I also don't think that you knew exactly how not committed to Blue I was. I just kind of landed there, and it was the best option to get me to the end. You are right in that I don't have a great social game, and that I do see things more as like game pieces. So why do I choose to play? I have found in the past that when I get close to people, it makes the games too hard and they stop being fun. I don't love doing that, but at the same time, I have made genuine connections. One of my best friends that is watching right now, hi, I met playing an org in which she did not vote for me in the end, and I lost by one vote. Thank you, Emily, who is watching now. So I I don't know that you knew that it was necessarily intentional either. I mean, maybe you did. Maybe you did know that I told everybody that my social game was like Cleopatra's tomb. It can't be found. Um, so maybe that.
Okay. Austin?
One thing that I think that you don't know about the game.
Mhm.
I I believe my absence from the game is a little bit misinterpreted. Um, I was absent. Like, truth be told, like there was a lot of stuff happening in my personal life. I think that week that you are referencing, like I had to drive to Houston for a family emergency, and then I went to Austin. Like, there's just a lot going on that week. However, there was intentionality behind like what relationships I was choosing to prioritize in that moment. Like I needed and was actively using my strong social game in order to like strengthen and keep strong all the bonds that I had in the game so that I could have all these people around me being like, oh, look, Austin, no, we don't want to vote him out. Like, for example, Eric, Julia, Kat, Haley at times, you at times too. Like I saw you as somebody who yearned for connection and enjoyed just like putting it bluntly, like shooting the shit. And so anytime that I had, like, especially on a weekend when I do have a lot of free time, like that's how I chose to spend my time. And I cherish those moments because I really do think you're an awesome person to speak with. And there goes the timer.
Well, I appreciate that. Best of luck to both of you for the rest of this. As I say, my vote's still up in the air.
All right, thank you, Z. All right, we are just waiting for the next juror in the order. All right, here is the next juror in order. All right, Linz, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can. Your time starts when you start speaking.
Okay. Hi, both of you. I didn't prepare a speech, only prepared a question, so you don't get to listen to me gab for several minutes. So sorry about that. I know you guys miss me so much. Anyway, I just have one question for you, and I do have the same question for both of you. I love ABC order, so we will let Austin answer first, and then Danny, you can answer. So my question for you two is, what do you feel is the biggest or most pivotal move in the game that you had absolutely no part in, that you didn't run, it wasn't your idea, you weren't behind it, you had nothing to do with it, you took a back seat? Austin.
For me, it was the idol hunt. I had no hands in it, especially the idol hunt that we did at Merge. I do not like public idols. I would rather, I like it got me in trouble in a game. Like I found it and I wasn't updating the tracker, and then I got found out that I wasn't updating the tracker, and it just led to just a lot of like I didn't personally gel with me, and that's not how I wanted to play. And so once you were showing us the idle tracker, and I saw that we were getting close, I was like, I cannot even, I'm choosing not to hunt for this idol. I don't want to even get anywhere near it because that just leads to a lot of, how do I word this? Like it puts people in a bind. Like if four people know that I have an idol, it's not just four, it's at least four people know that I have an idol, and that makes me so dangerous and so easy to vote out. And that wasn't going to be my game at all. And so that was something that I took a back seat for and was willing to take a back seat for because I did not need that in the slightest.
Okay, what about you, Danny?
For me, I would say that it's honestly like I took a back seat in it, but had nothing really to do with the decision-making process at all. I mean, I guess I voted with you guys, but was actually voting out Marcel, right? I know that sounds weird, but it's true because it very easily could have been me going home early, pre-merge, and it wasn't. I kind of just like talked to a couple of people and was just like, sure, whatever. And I didn't want to seem too pushy, so I kind of didn't, and it just kind of fell into place. As far as like once the merge happened, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but I'm actually gonna say BB week. I know, and I'm saying I know it sounds counterintuitive because I swept the week, like winning HOH and veto, but I didn't make the decisions. I didn't care who went home. I didn't try to make a move. I kind of just like let you guys do your thing and let you guys vote out Haley. I mean, I probably would have preferred Eric to go then. Um, I had even considered backdooring Julia at the time, but I didn't. I just kind of like let it happen. And actually, the reason why I didn't backdoor Julia that week is because I didn't think it was fair because she wasn't there and I respected her too much to do that to her, especially after she was like, I'm really busy. I don't want to play this veto. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So I kind of just like let it go. And I think it worked out well. And that's even knowing that I wasn't going to be able to play the next immunity. So I know it doesn't sound like I took a back seat, but I did. So, you know, I would say that the Marcel vote and the Haley vote.
Okay, thank you guys. I really only had one question prepared, so and I don't have anything to say. Unlike Z, I'm not going to tell you who I'm thinking of voting for. I am pretty decided, but I will let you guys decide who it might be. So I guess I think I get 7 minutes, so I definitely still have some more time. So I know you still get like closing arguments sort of thing, but if there's anything that you want to say to me personally, to try and get my vote, if you think that you don't have it, you could go ahead.
Whether or not it's to get your vote, I really enjoyed playing with you. Like, I think that you were like a genuinely like good person, and I like talking to you. And like, I mean, like, I was like, I had nothing bad to say about Lynn's ever. And it's because we did Rites of Passage last night. I was like, this is a good person. I like her. Like, like, I mean, I think we both felt that way. So, but yeah.
Like not pandering for you by any means. It just I these are fun because you get to meet so many different people and I enjoyed every conversation that we had. We both love books. Like all three of us love books and read them a bunch. Y'all read them way more than me. Summer's when I'm gonna catch up, I promise. Like I promise. The weirdest this is gonna sound so weird, but like it brought me anger and joy at the same time, opening up the tribe chat on my phone and seeing all the wonderful free food that you would get at your job. And I like literally meant it when I was like, can I have a job application, please? Because I only get 30 minutes, if that, to eat, and like that is running to the microwave to go get it, which is on the clear across the school, and then I have to go all the way back. Like you're living life, and I'm stuck in high school. So thank you for giving me that window into what it could be. I really, yeah, like you're cool people, and there's no other words to describe it.
Well, thank you both. I know there's still a couple more people to ask you questions, so hopefully they're better at coming up with questions than I am. I'm pretty terrible at it. So, but thank you guys for your time.
Hey,
Thank you.
Lance, you're yielding the rest of your time.
Yeah, no one wants to listen to me talk.
All right. Thank
I'll
you so
spare
much,
everyone.
Linz. We're waiting for the next juror.
After this next year, we will be taking that break I told you guys about. We'll get a couple seconds for you guys to get a drink, run to the bathroom real quick, because we will be about more than halfway through.
Give our next juror 1 more minute, and then after that, I will move on to the next one. All right, they're not here, so I'm going to move on to the next juror. Here's the next juror in the order. Eric, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, your time starts when you start speaking.
I thought it was gonna be after intermission. Okay, are you guys ready? Hello, congratulations.
Wow.
I'm excited to see you guys again. Okay, so I have some questions. Wait, first, Danny, I just wanted to ask you. So you said you thought about backdooring Julia during the Big Brother. Would you have put her in place of me or Haley? You,
Probably in place of you.
I was gonna say, okay, you passed the test because I was like, if she says Haley, she's lying.
No,
Um,
probably in place of you. Yeah.
okay, so, um, Danny, I really respected what you said. Claire Loki stole like, or she didn't steal, but she asked a lot of the questions I had. Your plan about like voting me to call the tie and then putting Austin that place, chef's kiss, genius. So Austin, I kind of want to ask you this question. Um, was there a moment that you intentionally sacrificed a relationship to get further in the game?
I have two answers to that. And one's like kind of a non-answer. Also I love your mustache, by the
Thank you.
way. Um, I feel like I sacrificed the potential of a relationship with Claire. That was something like we know we all me, you, and Claire all know Cooper, and I wanted to use that to my advantage, especially with the Primary Colors Alliance that we were in for like those 4 hours. That
Yeah.
was something that I really wanted to use because you need other people besides like you need as many people as you can on your team as possible, even if they're not voting with you. You just need people who aren't going to write your name down, even though both of y'all did, which I actually love now. Um, Voting her out was something that I didn't, in hindsight, wasn't a good idea. At the same time, like, I'm not trying to stick out for me to be next. And especially at that moment, like, seeing my name down in a time that I like legitimately wasn't there, like that spooked me because I was like, oh, if you're willing to write my name down once, you're going to do it again. And I
Yeah.
need to make sure that it's not going to happen anymore. So
That-
that's one answer to your question. The second answer is I feel like I sacrificed my relationship with Brandon. I made very public that I was not the happiest camper with Brandon, the
Mhm.
whole like tie situation. And I will not apologize for one being upset and two like telling other people that I was upset because like that's a human I'm a human being, like I'm allowed to be upset and I'm allowed to tell other people that I'm upset and I'm allowed to get over it. I had to sacrifice our relationship because if it was me versus Brandon, like it would be a much harder fight for me at the end than it would be with anybody else because to me like he was doing the thing. At the
Yeah.
same time, I feel like there was a lot of like I don't know, like just unresolved tension with that I want to clear up, and there's no hard feelings, you know.
And then love the answer. Danny, I didn't like want to like categorize like your tie thing as like like that was like the move of like sacrificing relationship. Was there another example for you in your game?
Yeah, I'd say probably voting out Lynn's. Like I trusted Lynn's.
Oh my God, you're right. I forgot about that.
Like I trusted her completely. I think I had Lynn's like the top of my trust rankings a couple of times in the merge. Just because like I really did. Like I found her to be one of the most like loyal and like honest people in like our group. Um and I felt like I had to choose between like her and Julia.
Mhm.
And I just felt like Lynn's wouldn't be the shield I needed her to be the way that Julia would be. So, and I did kind of let them both know that against each other, that they were kind of both against each other. But I do think that like voting her out was something that I didn't really want to do on a personal level. So I do feel like I kind of sacrificed that a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And then this next question, I want both of you guys to answer, and like I know we're kind of wrapping up on time. But if you guys could answer in a sense like where y'all can both get time, name one juror's vote that you don't deserve and why you don't deserve it.
I'll make this really quick. I don't deserve Kat's vote. Like, I don't think that I was kind enough to her. I snapped at her 2 days ago. I mean, I was having a bad day, but that's a reason, not an excuse. And I didn't give her what she needed in the game, which was like chattiness. I'm not a chatty person. I'm very short. So,
I appreciate it a lot of the time.
For me, it's Karen's. I I think our one-on-one chat had 4 lines at best, and that's on me. Like I fully accept responsibility for not having spoken to Karen at all, not even having any sort of game conversation with her at all, and I like fully like I accept responsibility. I don't deserve her vote at all. The criticism that I got from her is completely correct. Like none of us play a perfect game, and I think like hearing that from her, like, yeah, you're right. Like I have a response, but like she was right.
Yeah, valid. And then, okay, well, I guess we can spend this last minute. Let's go around the room and what is everyone's favorite thing about me?
I like that you're drinking wine and that like you repeatedly talked about like pouring a drink, but like you're not like a messy drunk, and I like that.
Thank you.
It's a tight balance from being like quirky fun, like having a drink every now and then, and being like a messy drunk, and I love that.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
My favorite thing about you is I think you're fearless. I think you've come to me. You really are. You're laughing. There were many conversations that we had, this one specifically about the plan to try to flush Brandon's idol. Reading that message at 8 a.m. Central Time could have been like, well, like, what do you do? Like, what are you doing in my phone? Like during first period. However, like, I think the amount of trust that you had in our relationship is something that like I really do commend and I respect. Like you understood about me that like I'm game for anything and we'll talk it over like and it does not matter to me like what the result is, but I just love the brain work that is required of a plan like that, even at 8 a.m.
I woke up way over my head that day. All right, bye guys. Do I
Bye,
just
Eric. Yep, you just leave. All right, I'm gonna set a
I was
we're gonna
thinking
do a
5 minute
5 minutes.
Yep.
Yep, I'm gonna do 5 minutes. You guys have some time to recoup. We'll be back in a minute.
Just to both of you, you guys are doing an absolutely great job so far. Just keep it up.
We're back
And
at
as
9.
well,
Yeah, the timer's going in the
there's a
Zoom right now.
timer.
It's timer. Oh, I have to like move it over. Okay, perfect. Thanks.
For all the viewers out there, me and Grace are doing our Distortion Final Tribal Council tradition of getting Taco Bell.
Taco.
Specifically the taco party pack. The soft taco party pack.
Soft tacos are the goated tacos.
Exactly.
They
You
really
get it.
are. I don't know why people eat them hard, like have them hard with the hard shell. I don't know how.
So, Billy, if you had to compare this round to something ancient Egyptian themed, what would it be and why?
I would say the building of the pyramids
Why
because
so?
we are slowly gathering the masses, which we can consider the viewers and the jurors, and even the pre-jurors, if they're watching, to help build brick by brick, layer by layer, but the layers get smaller and smaller, just like how Final Tribal was building in anticipation to the top of the top of the pyramid, which is going to be revealed as our winner.
Grace?
Wait, what you ask?
If you could compare this round to an ancient Egyptian thing, what would it be and why?
That's my job to ask the question.
Okay, well, you should have asked it.
You know what? I'm gonna say a cat because Evie. And again, that's my question.
Should have
So
asked it.
I want to poll the distortionaire people of the world. Should Seb get his own cat?
Yes.
It's been a question that's been brewing for weeks now.
Billy, why do you gotta get him started? No.
Yes, let's go.
Listen, Grace, you know me. I got to get the distortion crowd going.
Why? Not with that question. No.
Dude,
You know what?
I,
You know what? You know
only
what'd be
that question.
fun? You know, it'd be really fun. Like for a distortion game night, we did Family Feud, and one of them was, what is your favorite Grace question in distortion history?
Too many
Benji,
to count.
yours?
I think my favorite Grace question was from the Hunger Games.
Goodbye.
I think you're gonna say
Wait,
what's
what was
that?
it again? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
what was it, Billy?
I don't remember.
Wasn't it like if you were gonna die, what would it be or something? Or
Like
like
which
if you were
weapon
gonna compare this round to a death or whatever, what would it be and why? I don't even know.
or
That
which
season's so
district?
fucking forgettable. I forget. I don't know nothing.
Which
I don't know anything.
district would you compare this round to?
I think so.
Which what?
District?
I don't remember.
I don't know
I'm
what
trying to
district
think.
you
We
compare it
didn't
to,
we
but
didn't we didn't ask in one. Season 2, if you had to compare this round to a natural disaster. If you had to compare, and then season 3 was if you could compare this round to a summer camp activity.
heat wave
5 was, oh, if you had to give this round a temperature,
A
yeah.
because
temperature,
everyone kept
yes.
saying 69.
69 or 420.
What the hell was Andromeda?
If you had to compare this round to a planet, maybe.
You as
Oh,
a
yeah.
planet.
And then timeline of
7
Terror
was
was
If you had
previous
to compare this
season.
round to a
season.
previous.
8 was Thrilltopia was what, roller coaster? 5?
Or what ride, yeah.
9 was All Stars. I don't remember.
I gotta wait, what was 9?
I
Wasn't
choose
it
not. I actively choose not to remember All Stars.
last season was Candy.
Yeah. And then this season was Egyptian Lord.
Egyptian. Yeah,
I
what
wonder,
was All Stars?
I wonder what next season's gonna be.
Yeah, y'all. If you want to know what next season is and you haven't played Distortion, you should apply.
Bro, we don't even have apps out yet.
Okay. Austin, are you there? I'm gonna go with no.
I would assume the off cam and muted means no. But oh, there he is.
All right, and we are back from the intermission. I'm gonna let in your next juror.
Good luck.
Hello, Zoom user. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, your time starts when you start speaking.
Okay. So, hey guys, congratulations. Um, basically, I'll just get right to it. Danny, my first question for you is what makes you think that you deserve my vote now when we had no conversation, no dialogue, nothing the whole time throughout merge?
I mean, I don't necessarily think that I do deserve anyone's vote. I think that that's kind of like I don't feel entitled to anybody's vote or anything, if that makes sense. And if you feel like I was not chatty enough and that's how you place value on a vote, that's okay. I own that. I was not like a social happy person, and I'm sorry if that's not if it didn't succeed fulfill your needs that you needed. I said the same thing about Kat, and I get it. I totally get it.
Austin, we had our conversations. We didn't talk a lot either, but we briefly chatted, I think, from what I can remember. You won immunity when you like needed to the most. How do you balance that with your overall um contribution to the game?
That I feel like that competition was crucial, and it was also a competition about knowing what happened in the game. I was the only one who completed the challenge. Everyone else couldn't, and I not only completed it but did it in 15 minutes when the timeout time was an hour. That one showed me like just in my heart of hearts that like no, you do know what's going on. One, two, you are deserving of being the winner because you are aware of what's happening in the game. And three, this can propel you to do something with this new power, whether it's imagined or real. that was the fuel that gave me like everything that I needed to get here. Um, and also the fuel to have everyone just tell me a lot of things. Um, Danny shared with me that Brandon did not make her happy at all at the previous tribal council, and the exact reason why. I use that to be like, hey, it's time for Brandon to go. If Brandon hadn't done that, and if Danny hadn't reacted that way, I don't know if she would have done it. Who knows? Kat explained to me after that, hey, Brandon is doing all of this stuff and spilling your information to me and has been doing it for a super long time. And I was like, oh, wow, Brandon can go. And so it's kind of interesting that a competition can do all of that. And at the same time, I think it's, I don't know, like somewhat magical that like a win in something can just give you what you need to keep going. Um, and I'm happy that you remembered our one or two conversations because I did and I really enjoyed it. um,
It's okay.
it's yeah. So I hopefully that answers your question. And if you have any follow up, I'm
No, that answered it great. Um, I guess my other question for Danny is what sets you apart from Austin? Like how did you manage in your like opinion threats and like alliances?
I mean, I think that like I talked about this a couple of times. I do think that what set my game apart from Austin was that I was a little bit more aggressive, particularly earlier on in the merge. I also was on the right side of every vote. I definitely feel like I had more agency. We both were in other alliances that the other one was not in. There were sub alliances on Blue for sure, and then with other people. Um, and like real alliances too. These weren't just like the one with Claire and Karen, which oh my God, amazing alliance. But like but I mean like I had alliances without him as well. Like I had alliances with Brandon and Linz and Kat that he wasn't a part of. And I'm sure he had ones that I wasn't a part of with probably with Julia and maybe with Eric. Like these were all people that, were in the game. We didn't play the same way. We were playing similarly. We had some like parallel things that we wound up being on the same side for a lot of, but I think that we definitely played our own individual games. Um, but I do think that I did a lot more for myself than he did. And whenever Austin is asked about like how like when he gave the most agency, it's usually at the very end of the game when he talks about Final Four immunity and like after Final Five Tribal Council. And I do think that I was a way more like messy aggressive throughout like the early and middle merge, which is, it's fun. It's like how I like to play.
See, I didn't get to see any of that in like from my perspective at all. To me, you just were never around. But thank you guys. I'm going to cut it short and I am done.
Thank you so much, Haley. All right, we're gonna let in the next juror. All right, Julia, are you ready? Your time starts when you speak.
Hey divas. I'm sitting in parking lot of the Hollywood Studios, airing out the dogs after a long and grueling day at Walt Disney World. First off, congratulations to the both of you. I've been saying it since I got here. I was hoping this would be the final two. And I think regardless of how this shakes out, I'm going to be very, very satisfied with the winner of this season. Very excited to see how it ends. I'm usually a really nasty, vile juror, just like saying the worst things, but I have nothing negative to say to the two of you. So we're gonna keep it super cash and fun with my questions. Still gonna get a little info, but nothing too hard hitting. So the first question I have for the both of you, I don't care which order you answer it in, but if you can sum up your game as an emoji, what would that emoji be and why. Like I said, whoever, I don't care who goes first.
I'll give you mine. So it's it, and like it's kind of like a joke in my prod chat. Like I have a bully Danny emoji that I will randomly like react on things on Discord. Because I am an older millennial and the only emoji I use is like sideways joy. But like I will react with my stupid bully Danny emoji all the time. And I randomly put it like in my project whenever they would talk to me. I put it on the announcements when I couldn't finish that challenge as like bully Danny. And just like so so definitely like the bully Danny emoji is like is mine. And the funniest part about that is I was asked who made that for me. Believe it or not, nobody made it for me. There's I have a friend on Discord also named Danny, and somebody made it for him. And like yeah. And so I just use it for myself now, and I think it's really funny. Also, welcome to Florida. I'll be at Epcot tomorrow getting my Maleficent magnet. Um,
I will be doing that on Sunday.
yeah, welcome to
Fantastic.
Florida.
Great to be here. Austin, what is your emoji?
I have two emojis.
Okay, well, you got to make it snappy. I'm running out of time.
Okay. The first one is the like thinking face that goes like this, and it's kind of like the eyebrow is like going up or
Yes,
down.
I'm familiar.
If you're familiar, great. That one because I feel like that emoji is just how I operate. Like I'm not, I don't know, I don't what you see in front of you is not what's happening inside. It's like times a million. And so like literally every day of the game, I'm sitting in my project like and like trying to like figure out what to do and like what's going on next, which is definitely like me and like how I play. And it is like, what a shame that it isn't something that is like visible, but it's definitely felt inward. And hopefully I'm conveying that emotion in all of these questions. But I think that one, the second one's a joke
Okay,
one. It's a flamingo. Oh, you have a
okay,
question.
I
Great.
love
You
that.
go do it.
I love that. That's fantastic. I love flamingos. Great bird. So now what I'm going to have both of you do is close your eyes. And we're going to do the classic. I'm going to go down the Danny, close your eyes right now. Thank you. I'm going to go down the line and I'm going to name the jurors in order. At least I'm going to try. There's a lot of us. And I'm going to have you raise your hand if you think that juror will be voting for you at the end of this final tribal. Again, if I miss someone or go out of order, I'm so sorry. First off, we have Karen. All right. Next, we have Claire. All right. Then we have Z. Then we have Haley. All right. Then we have Linz. Then we have Eric. Then me. Then Brandon. And finally, Kat. Perfect. Thank you all for that very fun exercise. And then, what, Danny? Yes.
Say one thing, it wouldn't be Trials of Raw Distortion Zoom if you weren't in your car. So I'm so glad
Yes,
you're in the
yes,
car.
of course. CC Sentra, she's doing the damn thing. And then last thing, which Eric stole from me, which I told everyone I do because I do it every time, is I want you all to tell me your favorite thing about me. But don't mention anything about Survivor. I don't want to hear how smart I was in the game or anything. Just your favorite thing about me.
I mean, I think I know it's pretty obvious. Like I love that you just moved here and like you're a Disney girly and like I feel the vibes and I meant it. Like even
Yes.
I don't
We're
care if you
gonna go
don't vote
ride
for me. I
Little
don't care about any
Mermaid.
of that. We are going to be new Disney besties and my friend who's watching on YouTube was like, "New Florida friend." And I'm like,
We're
"Yes,
gonna ride the
baby."
Little Mermaid ride.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Austin.
somewhat survivor related. We're both orgers in STEM.
It's true.
And I just feel like we have the same like unserious personality. Like we just simply don't care. And we're also very emotional and like our feelings get hurt so easily. And I appreciate everything about you. The first conversation that we had just felt so seamless. Like sometimes when like we play orgs, like when you call people for the first time, it can be a little awkward because it's just like I don't know what to say. Like, do we talk about the weather? Like, all that nonsense. But you made it really easy. And I like that just goes to show how well how well our personalities gel. And I can't wait to be in Florida in like a little bit, like 3 weeks. So
Yes,
see
love.
you
Okay,
soon.
I'll be
I
in
have 10.
Canada then.
Oh,
But
that sucks.
yeah, sorry,
I have
Austin.
like 7 seconds. Love you both so much. Deserving winner either way. Good luck to the both of you.
Thank you, Julia.
All right, thank you, Julia. All right, your next juror. All right, hi,
Oh,
Kat.
goodness. Hello.
Your time will start when you join or you start talking.
I did join, thank you. How long do I have?
7 minutes.
minutes.
Oh, I probably won't take the whole time. I don't know. Okay, so first of all, congrats to both of you making it here as you did what 16 others couldn't do. All right, now that that's out of the way. So I originally wasn't going to ask any questions because I felt like because I lasted all the way to 3 and kind of saw both of your games a little bit more up front. But I actually do have questions. And I'm going to say that I am not 100% decided. And I haven't been because I never go into an FTC already decided. So I find it interesting, and I'm going to address Danny first. I find it interesting that you think you don't have my vote. Because like I just said, I'm not completely decided. What I want to hear from you is per jury management, why did you not, even if you were planning on sending me home, why didn't you give me even just like 10 seconds of your time to talk to you? When you had the option to, why did you just immediately say, oh no, I'm already decided, screw it, I'm not gonna listen to her?
Yeah, you're
Why?
talking about like rejecting the breakout room.
Yes.
So part of it was just the day, right? Like it was a rough day for me personally. It was a very long day for me personally. And I was just done and I just wanted to go to bed. And I felt like if we got pulled in to a Zoom room, like into a breakout room, I was gonna have to tell you that I was gonna vote you out. And I didn't think that I could handle like at that time like just I was like at the end of my emotional stuff of the day. I didn't think I could handle like that kind of a conversation of you like really asking and then me feeling bad. Like I didn't want to, and that's kind of mean, yes, but like at the same time it's not because of the game. It is because of the other stuff that was going on that day, and I just honestly should have been more clear about it to you like earlier in the day. Like I could have been like earlier in the day, like as a reminder, like when I snapped at you earlier in the day, I could have been like, it's just been a long day. I'm sorry. I'm doing all these things. I just want to get through tonight and go to bed. And I think that maybe it would have been received a different way because it certainly wasn't personal. So.
You
And
can
as for why I voted like you out, I just respected your game way too much. Like if you had been here instead of me, I probably would have been voting for you. So, I mean, of course, just like you, I don't go in 100% committed, but like I probably would have been leaning that way. So, it seriously was not personal, and I'm sorry about that. It wasn't meant to be personal. It just was a tough day, and it was late. I was done. So.
Okay. Okay, I can appreciate that. Austin, several times I think it was very obvious that I wanted to work with you and I wanted to be in a chat. I actually told you at one point that my original Final Four, after after Karen left, my original idea for Final Four, starting at the beginning of that merge, was you, myself, Brandon, and Eric. So one of the things that I always questioned was why, first of all, why didn't that ever happen? Why didn't we ever like kind of all get together? Was it I wasn't enough of a priority for you to make that happen? Because you very much knew how much I wanted to work with you. So that's my question to you. And also, the other thing I just want to say to you is I want to hear more fight. Actually, from both of you, I want to hear more fight. Like when you do your closing speech, please put as much fight and as much passion into it as you possibly can. But yes, that's my question for you, Austin.
It honestly sucks hearing the feedback that you don't think that our relationship was a priority, because to me it was. That means that I messed up. The fact that you didn't perceive me prioritizing you in the game really was like, that's on me. And I should have been more clear on, like, I'm taking time out of my school day to talk to you. Like, for example, the times that I called you and when it was 4:40 Eastern, like I'm expected to be on duty and like do my job, and I was in my classroom on the phone with you, and that was me prioritizing our relationship, and that message wasn't received, and I do apologize for that. For me in a game of Survivor, an alliance chat isn't the end all be all for a working relationship. Simply because like a lot can be said in a chat, and chats have different levels of importance. Our relationship was important because, and I know this because you shared with me a bunch of information about like what Brandon was doing via me, and the fact that you felt comfortable sharing that with me when you didn't have to. Like you had full agency on telling me that information, and the fact that you chose to do that means that you trusted me and you thought our relationship was one of importance. And so it's that plus like, yes, I should have done more. Like if there was a chat you wanted to make, like I should have heard you and done it like I did with the Green Party chat when it was all five of us, OG Thutmose and you. Like when I asked you, what is something that you need from me in order for you to feel like you're heard? You were like, a chat. And I said, bet. Let me go message everyone right now while I'm supposed to be on duty and go make this chat. And guess what? A chat happened. And so if there was anything else I could have done in the game, I messed up and I would have done that. And so there you go. But like, and you have proof that I would have done it because I've done it before. You've shared with me a bunch of information. We've been on the phone a bunch, just talking about random ass things and also the game. And so like, if there was any relationship outside of OG Blue that I prioritized, it was you. Like point blank and a period.
I appreciate that. And I mean, I don't have long, but I want to reiterate fight in your closing speech. The next person coming up, I don't know what they're gonna say, but I want you to fight for this because at the end of the day, one of you are gonna represent this season as sole survivor. So I really want to hear that fight, and that'll maybe make it easier for me to make a decision. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you,
All right,
Kat.
thank you, Kat. All right, and here is your last juror of the night. Hello, Brandon. Brandon, your time starts when you start speaking.
Great.
It's when you start speaking.
Oh, okay.
Brandon, you're good to ask any questions. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, hi. Are you all there? Oh, you are there.
Yes, we're
I thought I
there.
was still
Hello.
waiting. Hi, how are you? Short time no see. Congratulations. Ton of fun. It's been great. It's been very interesting being in Ponderosa because there's a lot of things that I don't misunderstand. I've been with both of you since day one. I've had onion alliances with both of you. Danny, a lot of people talked about your social game. I felt like you and I had a great social relationship, throughout the whole game. We talked many times. I thought that you did have a great social game. Austin, listen, I'm pretty pissed. And I'm pissed at a couple different things. I think that some of the answers have been a bit hypocritical. I think that you have talked a lot about relationships. I think that saying outside of blue, you picking Cat over any other relationship in the game, everybody knows that that would be Eric that you would pick, not Cat. Feel free to correct me when the time comes. I also do kind of want to second what Claire was saying when she felt like the anger and the frustrations, albeit very valid, were oftentimes personal and targeted and not broad stream. So for example, the vote when Eric did go home, you were pissed at me, very valid. That didn't happen without Danny. That didn't happen without Kat. Neither of them got any of your frustrations, any of your anger, right? And even when you said, hey, I sacrificed that relationship and there's a lot to be unsaid, Austin, you know that I messaged you multiple times and wanted to talk, and you completely iced me out. I feel disrespected. I second guessed the relationship that we had. And I want to hear why. When Julia went out, Julia knew she was going out, and she knew why she was going out. And I showed her the decency to say, hey, I would love to chat with you. You're amazing, you're wonderful. My problem right here, right now, is you have focused on relationships, but I don't think you've been honest on how you've been doing relationships.
Respond. First, I'm hearing what you're saying about feeling disrespected, and the words aren't going to be like, I don't know, it's just gonna be word vomit. Like, I'm really shitty about that because from your perspective, I did disrespect you. I did ice you out. Like there were times I didn't want to talk and I wasn't clear about why I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to talk because I needed time to cool off, and you deserved that. You deserve that transparency, and I didn't do that for you, and I didn't at the time. I didn't know that you needed to hear that, and for that I deeply apologize because you don't deserve that. I value our like not only do I value our game relationship, like legitimately value our friendship. Like, you were one of the first people who I like deeply connected with, and I think the fact that that was the case, like that's what made me more frustrated at you versus Danny or Kat. I can't take away that it feels unfair because objectively you're right. Like I should be upset at Danny for that. I should be upset at Kat for that because they all had equal participation in that whole situation. Um, and just it hurt me from you because I felt like you would have been honest with me about what was going on, and I just would have been like, all right, well, I'll vote Eric before all of that to
And
just
I would
not
have
put
hoped that you
myself in a
wouldn't have
spot.
tried to flush, and I would have hoped that you wouldn't have tried to flush my idol and weaken my position. I think that's where the relationship issue is off for me. Danny, I think you played a phenomenal game. I think you were consistent. I think you were competitive. I think you were strategic. I think you were relationship focused. I want to give you 60 seconds to talk about some of the strategy that people may not know, some things that you wanted to talk, and then I have some final words. But I want you to like take 60 seconds and tell somebody something that you have been wanting to say and wanting to get off your chest.
Yeah, I think that one of like the biggest criticisms that people have is that I wasn't social enough, but and you have the opposite reaction. And part of that is just because of my schedule. Like I am an night owl. So for you, who first of all, you're up pretty late even for like PST time, but like you were the only person around a lot of the time. Like I have no relationship with Haley because she wasn't up at 2 a.m. Like I got a voice with you at 2 o'clock in the morning a couple of times. So, I mean, I think that there was that aspect as well that I think was missed in a lot of cases, and that's part of why. And that sucks, but it's just something that happened. As far as other things, I think that like, for example, in the first vote of the merge, I was one of the first people who was like, why are we even telling them the truth? Like when people thought that Kat and Z were gonna vote with us, I was like, why are we lying to them? I was like, we should just tell them we're voting Eric and see what they do. They vote Eric, they're with us. If they don't, they don't. And the same thing happened at the final six vote. I was just like, why? Why even bother telling them? I was like, he's gonna go home either way. So I think that I was very like aggressive and those kinds of things, even if it seemed like I was in a big group, that other people were just like, I mean, we could do that. I'm like, yeah, let's just do it. So I feel like I do a little bit more like snap decisions. I'm a little bit more, I appear to be a little bit more impulsive, but I'm really not. Like I really do think these things out before I say them. So I think that's something that people maybe don't recognize.
Perfect. Okay, last thing real quick. Danny, I'm gonna recommend that you speak more to that intentionality in your final comments. Austin, I love you to death and I want you to know that. And that's why this is like hurt me so much. One of the things that I would love to hear about in your final statements is a lot of people also feel like you played 10 days out of 30 days in the game. A lot of people feel like you showed up once Julia got voted out. That's going to be important for you to address. I don't think that any of us who took the time, energy, and effort to play the entire game from day one really feel good about voting for somebody who showed up in the last little bit. You guys did great. You're wonderful. Hope to talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, thank you, Brandon. All right, we are at that point in the final travel where you guys will have closing speeches. Again, you'll have 6 minutes. Austin, you're gonna go first, and then Danny, you're gonna go after. Austin, your time starts when you start speaking.
Perfect. So I just want to end with how this game has helped me grow as a person because I feel like, at least for me, like I do these as like a personal, like let me have fun and also like grow my brain in this whole in like social and strategic and challenges. So when I first started playing, like I felt like I had to copy other people. Like okay, a good survivor player makes big moves for a resume and they play aggressively like all the way to the end and then they show it all off. And so then when I tried that like in games before, like it just was so weird. It wasn't me. I was stressed out. I was nervous all the time. And then like every time I tried to make some sort of like big move, like I just crash and burn and whatever. For this game, I made the active choice to move like I do as a teacher because most of you know that that's my full-time job. As a teacher, like I'm not a big flash teacher in the slightest. Like my room doesn't have like it's just not decorated. There's like crap everywhere. It's cozy and messy. Like that is not me. I never raise my voice in my classroom. And like I'm a small person, like you can't see through the box on Zoom, but I'm only 5'4". Like all of my students are taller than me and they are 14, like a 14-year-old. Actually, every 14-year-old is taller than me except for like one or two. However, my presence alone commands the room, and that quiet confidence is what I brought to this game, and it is why I deserve to win. This quiet confidence is what centered me at my most frustrated, angry, and I'm hearing like I should have had equal opportunity anger, which I'm hearing, and it's super valid, or confusion or depression. And I let myself feel those emotions, and I'm deeply sorry if you happen to be in the path of them. Um, and then afterward, I got up and figured exactly what I needed to do to be here. Um, I'm hearing that I didn't play 20 days, 20 of the 30 days. I did. I was integral in winning most of the immunity challenges pre-merge. I built relationships with the people pre-merge in order to get me here. And I would be remiss to say, like, I'm not a flashy person. Those 20 days before those last 10 that I'm hearing that I chose to play was me working in the background and doing what I need to do that it isn't visible. And in the future, I will make it visible, but right now I want you to hear that it wasn't like I turned off Discord for the first 20 days and then turned it on for the last 10, and that's what I did. That is not what happened in the slightest. I was working to build relationships from day one and continued to work on those relationships with some mistakes along the way, all the way until the very end. And I do realize that I did not play a perfect game at all. This is not the most optimal way to play. And that's not me. I am not a game bot. I don't like, in fact, like I think it's great that I'm not a robot. Like that'd be weird if you're playing with a robot or AI. Like we are going to make mistakes. And what sets me apart is I learned from them. I responded to the best of my ability to those mistakes. It got me to the end, and I'm fighting for a win. And more importantly to me, I played a game that's authentic to me. I'm not trying to copy anyone else. I tried it and it went absolutely terrible. And the fact that I was able to fix that and it got me here today is exactly why I deserve to win. And if there's any like post game, if there's any relationships that I need to mend, like I I'm here for it. Claire, you are right. I like you felt misplaced anger on you based on what happened with the vote. Like that emotion is valid. I apologize for how I acted and I want to move forward. Karen, you're right. We didn't speak that much in the game. I accept full responsibility for that. That was a huge blind spot for me. I really do hope you accept my apology in that. And that was like a big mess up on my part. And like Brandon, first and foremost, like that, I don't know, like that is, I don't, the words are so sloppy. Like I lost sleep over that. Like that was that whole thing. And like hearing that you feel disrespected is that's making me like feel all the feels because that's not how I operate as a human being. Like I don't do that to children. When I disrespect my children, like I apologize right away. And the fact that like that was such a huge like misstep on my part, especially with the move to try to flush your idol unsuccessfully, like I should have been a better person about that. Like that is on me. You felt disrespected. I avoided the situation and because I was at my worst. And that is something that I like, I wish I can go like rewind the tape and fix it. Like 1000%. Um, so in closing, like correct, I did not play a perfect game. Danny didn't play a perfect game either. Like we're imperfect people. And at the same time, like I played the game true to me, and that's why I should
All
win.
right. All right. Danny, your time starts when you start speaking. You're muted.
I'm so glad it starts when you start hearing me speak rather than when I start speaking. Okay, so great. Once again, I just want to thank everybody for participating this season. Production staff has been absolutely fantastic and amazing. And honestly, like after this jury questioning, thank you guys for understanding that it is a game. And I feel like everybody, even throughout the jury, has been fairly positive. And thanks, because it makes it a nice, pleasant experience for everybody. I do want to talk a little bit about like Survivor in general and how that relates to me. So like I started watching Survivor live because I'm of a certain age. I know that Brandon and Kat get me on this, right? Did you guys start watching it when like the first season aired on CBS? Remember when it was on Thursday nights? Anybody else? But I haven't really watched post season 40 except for one season because someone that I played an org with was in it, and she was just as crazy in the show as she was playing orgs. Um, so I don't really talk about it a lot, but I've watched pretty much all the seasons several times up to season 40. And one of my favorite Survivor like videos is like Peridium's video on strategy, right? Have you guys seen that one where he talks about like different levels of strategy? So how do you get to the end, or like what should you do? But then also thinking about what other people should do and what they think you should do and how to react to all of those different things. So I'm always asking myself those questions. What do I need to do? Then what do I think other people need to do? And then what do I think other people think I'm going to do? And I have to ask myself those questions before I kind of make any decisions. So even if they seem impulsive, I've never made a decision that has actually been impulsive. I've actually thought about them. I think that Z kind of like pinned me the best when he was like that it seemed like I almost played like with people rather than with people, if that makes sense. And while that is a downside to my game, I do think that it shows a lot of intentionality in how I got here. I think I played an active participant in the entire game from start to finish. I knew the vote pretty much the entire time. There was not one time where I was surprised by a vote count. The entire game. I knew where everybody voted the entire game. So even if it seemed like I wasn't as as chatty with people, I was friends with people who were chatty and I got the information regardless. If I had gotten all the information on my own, I would have gone home in fifth or sixth place. So I think that not having those like deep relationships and being as visible and kind of being more in the background is a credit and was an intentional decision on my part. So I do think that that kind of is what sets me apart. Um, I think that Austin is right. Neither one of us are perfect people. Nobody here is a perfect person, and none of us played perfect games. Um, and I think that that's fair to say. I think we all acknowledge our flaws. I think that we have both done a good job of acknowledging our criticisms and taking it in. And I'm hoping that it makes us both better the next time we play, should we choose to play again. And I really hope that you do, because I think that you've played a great game. So I just wanted to end it by saying, like, thank you to everybody. I've had a great time. I definitely 100% did try this entire game to be a force in it. And I'm really glad that I made it to the end. And thank you guys for everything.
Yielding the rest of your time.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, you guys have reached the end of Final Tribal Council for DS11. Jurors that are watching, it is now in your hands. I'm going to set another timer. You know, you guys, I love my timers. You guys, the jurors, you're going to have 10 minutes to get your votes in. As well, we're going to send you the link, and we're going to send the pre-jurors the link. And after those 10 minutes, or if everyone submits their vote, then we will lock in and we'll do the winner reveal with awards and the ceremony. But your 10 minutes starts now.
I want to give a shout out to my boyfriend and best friend who are finally watching. Thank you.
Shout out to my husband for not making fun of me for doing these. I'm fully confident he can hear me. He- because he's like there's a door and then like our bedroom is across the hallway, and so I know he can hear me, and I appreciate him for letting me have my beige flag.
I'm going to take an opportunity to run to the ladies' room real quick.
What's everybody drinking tonight?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Also,
Not bad,
just until we have all the votes locked in, do not
I'm from Utah,
discuss
living in
Danny.
LA. Yeah. Yeah, huh?
I'm not drinking anything because I have a job interview in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah, it's
good
great. I love it.
luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank
Is
you.
it
What's that?
going to be like the same kind of position?
In Hermosa
Um,
Beach?
It's for like intake assessments, but pretty sweet. It's remote, 8 to 4, full benefits.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but my
Good
interview is
luck.
in person, so
Ooh,
Oh, that's rough. But
lame.
Yeah.
full benefits 8 to 4 is not bad at all.
Yeah.
it starts at 11:30 though. So,
Oh, yeah.
and then I'm
Nice.
going to Epcot after. So,
Oh, period. Celebration.
That's pretty cool.
I love how Brandon does not realize that he is not muted.
yeah, Brandon,
Oh
you're not
my
muted.
gosh, I'm
Talking to
not
somebody?
muted.
Nope, we can hear you.
Full
Oh,
conversation.
I'm on a Zoom call and everybody's hearing me talking to my Uber driver. That's wonderful. Hi. Muting myself now.
tip that man.
Goodbye.
Guys,
Better tip
everyone,
that man well.
I love how Brandon does not
family.
realize that he is
guys, Jen,
Yeah,
guys,
Brandon,
Jen,
you're not muted.
I'm
Talking to
not
somebody?
muted.
Can we let Seb can we still let Seb
Oh,
talk?
I'm on a Zoom call and everybody's hearing me talking to my Uber driver. That's wonderful.
guys, I just want to say that I love Jen. Thank you.
If you're on the Zoom, you don't have to have the YouTube open anymore. Also, before we get into it, just love to give my final spiel to everybody, because we actually do have the votes, so we can go count them up now. So I just want to say before we do all of this, I want to say pre-jurors, jurors, finalists, thank you so much for another successful season of Distortion Survivor. 11 seasons. Obviously, we never really expected to get this far. But we are appreciative, especially the people who did decide to return. We love you guys coming back again for a second time. We appreciate you doing that for us. Our newbies, we love you guys having it. People you guys brought into your prod chats, hopefully you can convince them to apply for next season. That would be fantastic too. But other than that, I hope you guys stay active in the VL, keep everything going, and I wish Austin, Danny, wish you guys the best of luck. I don't envy you guys right now.
Julia, it's the way I've been saying that from the jump.
The way that she, I don't know if she's watching, but she can literally barely answer my FaceTimes. Like she'll have the camera turned around. She'll be showing her feet and be like, "Why aren't you answering me?"
You never know. That could help her get far. But
True. She is queen though. Put some respect on her name, please.
Happy belated Mother's Day to Claire's grandma then. And all the mothers, period.
His mother.
His mother.
Well, I barely know anyone here, and you're probably asking yourself, who is this guy? Like, I'm not a stranger, like jumping up on the call. Like, I was a player, but I got voted out really, really early. So, Danielle and Austin, I wish you the best of luck and congrats on making it this far. And may the best player win.
Her up, like honestly.
I should have brought more effort into my game than my introduction video. That would have helped. Kat and Karen are not here. No.
They were both here at some points for FTC, but they both will not be able to make it to this aspect of it.
They were scared to face you, Patrice. They told me.
Also, one more thing, just before Seb comes back. When we do the vote reveal, everyone who is not Austin and Danny, I request that you guys are off cam. So if you guys want to start doing that now for me, that would be fantastic. Thank you.
Good choice, Lee.
Hello, everyone. Can you see me? Cool. All right. I have the votes, but I do want to say, as Billy kind of already iterated, Austin, Danny, no matter what, be proud. This has been a fantastic season for both of you. I'm so glad you two not only applied, but accepted the invitation and got here. To all of the jurors and non-jurors, y'all are amazing. I love y'all so much. You've created one of the most interesting casts that we were able to form, and I'm very excited to reveal the winner of this season. So I'll get right into the votes. First vote. Again, you want to see your name on this parchment. First vote is for Austin to win. Second vote is for Austin to win. Third vote is for Danny to win. Fourth vote is for Danny to win. Fifth vote is for Austin. Sixth vote is for Danny. Seventh vote is for Austin. Eighth vote is for Danny. We are 4 votes Austin, 4 votes Danny, 1 vote left. The final vote and the winner of Distortion Survivor Trials of Raw. Congratulations, Austin. You are the winner of Distortion Survivor Trials of Raw. Everyone can come on camera and show Austin congratulations.
Congrats.
Speech.
Yep, Austin, you have the floor.
Wait, I just friends. Holy shit. Y'all put me through it. Like, that was worse than teaching fucking 14-year-olds math. I thank you so much. My inner saboteur tells me that I'm not worthy of winning because I'm such a quiet person and I internalize a lot of stuff and I'm sensitive and like I don't have a strategic bone in my body. And oh my gosh, why am I crying over Online Survivor? But I thank you for seeing me for the person who I am. And I can't wait. Oh my God, like just thank you so much. And Danny, thank you for being so like shit, girl, you got 4 votes. Like, oh my God, like thank you for like making it hard because that means like when other people do what they need to do, like it makes other people better. And thank you for helping me be better. And thank you all of you. Like I don't know. Thank you.
All right, Danny as well.
job,
Second
Austin.
place, 4 votes. Fantastic. You have your time to speak.
Thank you, everybody. I actually had a great time. I went into this thinking I was going to get second, so I'm not really disappointed. I actually said when Brandon was voted out, I'm like, well, I was like, Brandon would have made a good winner. And they said, what about you? I said, no, I played like ass. So, like, I genuinely thought I was getting second. So, I'm not at all disappointed. I would have been shocked if I won. So, congrats, Austin.
Yes, once again, congratulations. I'm just doing my little blurb real quick. Danny, we knew nothing about you. I watched you play Knights in 84 previous to this, and I was so excited to be able to host you. You played fantastic, and I'm so glad that you were able to come. Austin, we met in Kaleidoscope, and I've been begging you to play ever since. I'm super glad, and your crying is about to make me start crying, so I need you to
Put my
stop.
ass out. And I didn't know you
We
wanted my
don't-
ass out until
we
like
don't-
2 days ago.
We don't talk about that. Not the point. But anyways, that being said, I want to thank the final two, the jurors, the pre-jurors. You have made this one season for the books, and we do have awards though. So I know you guys are dying to see those. So I am going to figure out how to do this. Nope. I don't use this. I don't use
Linz?
I don't use the net.
Linz, are you gonna get best pre-juror as well?
I'm gonna get hero. I'm gonna get villain. I'm gonna get best move, worst move, best pre-juror, clean sweep, you guys.
All
I'm
right,
so
you guys
excited.
can see my.
By
You
the
guys can-
way, I'm the one who put the beauty and put this little cute PowerPoint slideshow together for y'all.
Good job.
Yeah,
It's
it
very
must not,
nice.
it must have been no effort at all since Lynn's is the only picture you needed to use.
It was the easiest thing ever.
All right, that being said, we have the awards. Let's go through them. Each award will have about 2 to 3 nominees each. So we will hop right into it. So we're gonna start
through this one.
except for this one. We're gonna start with most iconic moment. Nominees are the Chinese checkers competition between Danny, Eric, and Haley. The first round, Danny was at Disney, Eric was at a college party, Haley was drunk and high. It was
Shout out to
the
Minnie Mouse.
Minnie Mouse made an appearance. Yeah, we have Kat screen sharing the zebra puzzle on her phone. That was a journey. It was an experience.
Horrible.
Then we have Julia, Haley, and Kat during the chase. We had Julia drunk. We had Haley drunk and high. We had Kat confused. It was a grand old time, and the fact that they didn't get last was kind of appalling.
We did get last.
Oh, well, then they did deserve to get last.
We did get last.
And then last but not least, we have Kim sending her VLDR in the tribe chat. She sent 2 in her tribe chat, left it overnight, and let it simmer. So the most iconic moment was Kim sending her VLDRs in the tribe chat. When I tell you, us on Prod didn't even know if Kim was doing this on purpose or not. We were just waiting for the storm to brew. The storm ended up breaking the round, and according to Kim, these were accidental VLDRs. She did not mean to post those. But it ended up causing a lot of drama in the tribe, and honestly, for a little while, it was nice for production. Just watch
Yeah,
out.
I was about to say it pretty much sat in the tribe chat from about 11 o'clock EST PM until about when Haley woke up about 4:30 in the morning and saw that and decided to answer said VLDRs, which was criticizing Claire and Haley for their bad gameplay. Which then resulted in everyone getting involved in some shape or form, and having honestly probably one of the bigger public blow-ups we've had in a while. So,
Oh yeah, y'all literally like we don't get a lot of like drama that's like out there like that, but y'all really like that moment spiraled that whole tribe.
yeah.
was
Meanwhile,
so good.
OG Swap Thutmose was kind of just chilling. Swap
nothing.
Ramses was probably the most chaotic tribe in the last like 5 seasons I've ever seen.
Shout out to the Schrodinger tribe that was before them.
All right.
And then
next.
I was trying to get heat on Haley because I know that she could be staying and me going. So I was like, "Oh my God, you are abusing her!" And I made like a big deal out of it on the public chat as well. So yeah, that was iconic for sure. Poor
Right.
Kim.
Next award, we have best move of the season. We have Danny flipping back to Brandon / Cat at the final 6. We have Brandon holding on to his idol for the final 6 tribal council at the final 6 tribal council. And we have Austin securing the final 4 individual immunity challenge. And the winner is Danny flipping back to Brandon and Kat to tie the vote at final 6. This was a hella impressive move, especially since at final 7, she was one of the more vocal people in regards to getting wins out and getting that 5 secure. Once she jumped back to Brandon and Kat, she basically had this spot at final 2 locked.
Yep.
But I mean, this season, especially like final 7 on, bunch of very strong gameplay from everyone. Super thankful for it. But if Billy or Grace have anything, or Benji or Jen.
I think this move was more fascinating to me because Danny, and this is going to be kind of like a reoccurring theme. We really didn't ever know what you really wanted to do until you did it. So kind of when you flipped on Lynn specifically, we thought, okay, well now it's going to be Kat. And then all I see is the rumors and conversations of, yeah, no, Eric's got to go. And I'm like, oh, this is probably just smoke blowing up ass. And then it happened. And I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. Danny's in final 2.
Yeah, I went back today and I was like, holy shit, I didn't do video confessionals like after I did one at the final 10, and then I don't think I did another one until today.
No.
But like I actually did another one and then I didn't upload it because it was gonna take 8 hours, around like 7 or so. But I'm terrible at writing confessionals, but everybody knows my makeup routine now, so
Next up, we have the worst move of the season. And so these are just some of the moves that production maybe not said was the worst, but we definitely scratched our head. So we have Kat flipping on for the most people at final 11. We have the no leakers chat telling Kat about the plan to vote Austin at final 11. And we have Brandon playing in his idol on Cat and not discarding it at final 5. And the worst move of the season, in our opinion, was Brandon playing his idol on Cat at final 5.
Can I start? Can I start
Yes,
with this?
yes, you got it.
Brandon, my friend, I loved your move at final 6 of not playing the idol. I think it was one of the more genius moves. Like Danny's move, great, was amazing too, and I think those 2 moves were like really great, really freaking good. But then you playing the idol on Cat quite literally made sure Danny did not vote with you for the rest of the season. I feel like literally in that scenario, you just keep the idol in your pocket. Winning immunity, you just hold on to the idol. That's it. And if you hold on to that idol, I'm pretty sure production all feels the same way. You would have been in that final 2 as well.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a very apparent that there was conversation between Danny and Brandon about how the idol was going to be played, and Danny was under the assumption and was told that Brandon was going to play the idol on her. And then we got to Tribal and he plays it on Cat. And ultimately, it shuffled the game up too much, caused Danny to immediately run to Austin at the end of the final 5 Tribal to make something happen. And I agree with Billy. I think there's a 90% chance that Brandon finds his way to the final 4 if it was not for that. Right? Grace or Benji or Jen? Oh, Jen left. Mother.
Quite literally.
Me,
All
I'm
right.
here thinking I was muted, but I definitely agree. I definitely think that if Brandon just discarded the idol and didn't show his cards by playing it on Cat specifically, then that definitely would have helped his case have a easier path to be able to get to the final 2.
All right. And after worst move of the season, we have best prod chat. these three people really brought it. They really brought the entertainment, whether it was them or just being open with production, having conversation. Um, I think specifically, all three of you really knew how to, what's the word? Shoot the shit. Is that the
Yeah.
word? Yeah, you guys really were talkative, sometimes too much, but our best prod chat was Claire's. Claire, you talk. That's it. You talk.
I told y'all I can't shut the fuck up, and it is, was, always has been, and always will be my downfall. Also, Meezy, Eric, squad.
I
That
think
group.
literally watching Claire's chat with Cooper and just shoot the
Oh
shit
yeah,
with
Cooper
Cooper.
as well.
Oh my god, Austin, yeah, Cooper was in my chat, so you know me and Cooper were like
I
talking
thi- I
crazy
think-
shit.
If
I
you want
wish
to
I was
give,
a fly on the wall because that chat with Cooper was probably like
I'm so
the
jealous.
most chaotic mess ever.
oh, you should just tell Cooper to share the reward with him because this is kind of like a joint award. We love this when we do best
Oh
projects.
my god,
we
I'll
usually
tell him
try
right
to-
now.
Well, we're gonna give it to him as well. Honestly, you guys just 99 plus all the time in that chat.
Put it on the screen. Don't be shy.
Nah, I did
Nah.
not mean to do that.
Claire, I guess there's only 2 words that I have to say in honor of this award. Thank you. Just
No.
All right. And we're back from intermission.
I was gonna say, what happened to the thing, but you got it back.
I started screen sharing my Discord on accident.
Not stop trying to show the chats.
Show the chat.
Well,
Not the
because
dogs.
Claire had another prod chat guest, and you are not shouting her out.
Okay, sorry. Shout out Rose. Rose is my coworker, and she is just as crazy and mean, if not crazier and meaner than me. And she also knows Cooper and Eric. So you can imagine how that was in the
I will say the VL all season was Claire hiving it up. I will say that.
Literally, I love my fans. I love my fans.
All
I need
right.
I
I
need
just
a
want to give a
t-shirt.
special shout out. Like the fact that y'all can like get your IRL friends to do this, like teach me your ways. Because every time I tell, like I confide in somebody like, hey, this is what I do in my free time, they're like, I'm sorry, what? Like I told my principal that I do this because she was like having a get to know you conversation with me, and I was like, oh yeah, in my free time, like I play Survivor Online. And she was like, oh.
Well, I think that they thought it was weird at first, but then Cooper kind of got our whole squad into it, and we were like, okay, yeah, this is low-key fun to watch.
Speaking
Not
of
to Cooper.
Speaking of fun to watch, we have the best underdog of the season. These three really fought it out, intentionally putting that spot or not. These three really were found to be in a more bottom position throughout the game and really fought their way through to make sure that they were able to, secure one placement further. So our best underdog is Z. Z, the amount of fucking votes I feel that you were left out of and like just was not told about until like very last minute was actually kind of psychotic. I think that there were multiple times that we were like, "Oh, Z's got it. Z's gonna know," and it just never happened, and I was really upset.
I will say, Eric, for your first correct me if I'm wrong, for like one of your first games, like the fact that you like or Z, sorry, I don't know. I'm sorry, leave me alone. I'm on the wrong one. I'm on the wrong one.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever played a game where
Nope, never. But Z, you killed it.
yeah, it was very frustrating. I think the game would have gone really, really well if it was the game I was playing in my head.
All right. After best underdog, we have best rivalry. Now, these three really showed that beef is real. So we have Z and Linz, we have Haley and Patrice, and we have Brandon and Austin. And the winner of best rivalry is Linz and Z. Let's paint a picture, okay? So Linz goes to a journey. Linz has to tell all of her confessional questions out loud. She lies about who she wants out next, saying that she wants Z out, which is a lie. And so Linz loses her vote, but in turn now has to explain to Z why Z's gonna go out next when Lynn's answered Eric on the confessional sheet. And so that conversation was awkward. Then Lynn's left Z out of a vote, and then Lynn's left Z out of another vote. And then Lynn's told Z that she was not voting Z when Lynn's did not have a vote. It was a very fun feud to watch. I enjoyed it. Prod?
I will say this kind of reminds me of just like Lynn's punching Z in the head. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. And then Z's like, oh, don't worry about it. I got you. Then Lynn's would do it again. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. Z's like, okay, I understand, but like, you got to stop. Then she would do it again. And Z's like, all right, I've had fucking enough. Like every time Z in the project be like, well, now she's lied to me 3 times and I'm getting really tired of it. But like, where do I go from here?
But I enjoyed it. I know production enjoyed it, and that's why you guys got best rivalry. Yay!
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it because
We did.
infuriating, man.
To
All
think
right.
if I had just remembered what I had answered on the Google Doc and then followed that, but unfortunately I forgot what I said and took a guess and I was incorrect.
I
So,
still stand by.
sorry.
You should have given Lynn's her answers.
I should have asked for it.
Lynn
but
should have asked for the
I
answers.
should've. Yeah.
All right.
That's on me.
Next, after the best rivalry, we have best duo. You know, there's not a game without rivalries, but there's not games without alliances. You can't get through the game without a strong pair. So we have Claire and Haley, we have Claire and Z, and we have Brandon and Kat. And the best duo of the season was Brandon and Kat. Our resident distortion, Peter Parker and Mary Jane. That's what their one-on-one was called. I mean, straight from the merge, Brandon and Kat linked up. They got to that point in the game where they got to Final Four. And honestly, it was super impressive that the two of them were able to get there. So tight knit, even despite Brandon being a Thutmose OG and Kat not being an OG Thutmose. So it was really interesting dynamics as well. Okay, we're gonna skip that and we're gonna move on to the next one unless Billy has something to say or Grace has something to say.
No, I think it was kind of self-explanatory why they got what they got, and it makes complete sense.
Yeah, no, these two were definitely very like for going into the merge, were definitely strong with each other, and their relationship with one another is what really was a defining factor in this season.
Right. Next up, we have Best Alliance. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of onion alliances here. A lot of very much the same people, but honestly, you guys ran the OG Thutmose and the Onions and that such. You guys had such a strong hold on this game that honestly, the amount of alliances you had did not compare to the original. So the OGs did get it. Quite frankly, you guys made this alliance straight at the end of straight at the edge, right before the swap. Coincidentally, of course, you guys just have to swap together. And so you guys are here. You get the OGs together, plus Z and Eric. And now we're here. You get to merge. And yeah, like up until Final 7, all 5 of these people were in the game. You got a Final 2 that came out of the OGs. I mean, y'all dominated. Y'all slayed.
I just never seen such a group of kumbaya without like any real opposition, in all honesty. Not like going against anybody else, but just like genuine, like everyone just seemed to work in harmony and it just seemed to just work out, especially with the tribe swap. It seemed like Raw was on your side.
I think what blew my mind is that we were in the minority at the merge. I don't know what was wrong with people, but they should have picked us off.
Okay,
They
no.
let
We're gonna kill that
five
narrative. We're gonna kill that
they
narrative
let
right
five
now
people
about.
who were together from the day one.
No,
Like,
no. We're not gonna say you guys were in the minority, considering everyone else was battle tested and had no reason to trust each other, and then suddenly you guys just expect them to get together and vote together. That's
but they
not how we're
should
gonna play it.
have.
No.
Also,
I mean,
Very
Cat.
much that.
Also,
Very
Cat.
much
Danny,
that.
we're clocked. We're
Danny,
clocked.
we had
We're clocked
Cat.
for real.
no, you
Clock it.
cannot
Literally
claim
clock it.
you cannot
We're clocked
claim
for real.
you cannot claim to be the minority when they all hated each other and went through hell in Tribe Swap,
Yes,
and
but there were
then
still
suddenly
more
you're
of
supposed to
them.
together.
Yeah, but you guys had Cat like the minute
Yeah,
you
we
guys
had
hit
Cat,
merge.
Also,
Danny.
yeah, I was gonna say as soon as
Thank
We
God,
you guys
hated
hit
each
thank
other.
God Brandon and Kat are friends, guys. What the fuck would we have done if not?
I was
Got
gonna say, and
you.
then anything,
Gotcha.
even if they tried to do something, Kat would tell Brandon, then Brandon would tell the OGs, and then it's just it was
It
never
was a
secret.
constant rotate for the first 3 rounds. It was, hey, we should do this. I really think we could get one over them. I know. Let's go tell Cat.
Then you guys created the no leakers chat.
And then
Then
proceeded to tell
tell
Cat.
Cat.
Turns
Which-
out Cat actually was the leaker, so that is actually gag.
Well, no, the alliance didn't have Cat in it, and then you told Cat anyway, and then that's why Austin stayed in the game.
You're right. You're right.
So I don't know whose great idea what that was, but
Probably mine.
All right. Next up, we have most Rob pre-juror. Now, these 3 pre-jurors from the swap really fought. And I mean, like, you guys went to tribal 3 times in a row, 2 times in a row, 1 times in a row. Like, you guys really did that shit. They did that, and you guys got voted out just to be in the majority, because the Blues were in the minority. Remember that. Anyways, we have these 3 great people. We have Patrice, we have Dex, and we have Kim. And the most Rob pre-juror is Dex. Dex was in a pretty solid spot before the swap. They swapped. They were almost in an even better spot but unfortunately, just the way that the cards rolled, Kim was this close to going home that round, but Patrice had a power, was able to save Kim, and from there, the votes all went to Dex. I think if that didn't happen, Dex definitely makes merge, and how far he goes after that, I don't know, but I think that he was in a really solid spot, and in the matter of like 5 minutes between the power being played and the votes being read, he was a fish out of water.
and then after everything that happened afterwards was absolutely pure pandemonium and was drama and yeah.
I just want to share a fun fact too. That would have been very interesting. So Dex got a punishment from the twist. And if Dex survived that tribal and Kim was the person voted out, Dex would have been exiled until tribal.
We knew that. That's why we were going to vote Kim, because Dex couldn't be mad because he can talk to us.
All right. Next up, with most robbed pre-juror, we have most robbed juror. These are the people that we felt were left in just one more round in the game. They could have gone deep. They could have destroyed. And so most robbed juror is Karen. Y'all really sniped her right at the merge. And as a prod perspective, was it smart? Yes. But Billy's here.
The way we got here, let me just like Seb said, let me paint you guys a picture. The OGs decide to hop on call. They have no real defining factor of how they're going to settle this vote. The only person who has an opinion is Julia, who wants to keep Karen.
And she wants Claire.
Brandon wants to keep Claire because that's the 2 names that came between. But so they decided to settle it in probably the weirdest way I've seen a merge vote happen. Once Julia leaves the call, they leave it to a wheel. And they all decided to follow the results of said wheel. So, yes, Karen, that is why I believe, and the rest of Prod believes, that you are robbed, because a literal wheel decided your fate.
Now you can see why I wanted to flip all the time.
Can we add some context to the wheel?
The wheel agreed with me.
because no one in the chat was like saying who they wanted, and I was like, okay, well, let's put it to the wheel, and if we disagree with the wheel, then that means we actually have an opinion. And so when I did Wheel of Names and landed on Karen, everyone was like, all right, that's okay. And so then I was like, all right, great. No one has an opinion. Like, there we go.
I
See, that
wanted
is
Karen. I wanted Karen out bad, but I also didn't want to be the loudest one because if she stayed and I was loud, I knew I'd be next.
all right. After most dropped juror, we have hero of the season. These people really, heroed it up. We have Austin, we have Karen, and we have Eric. And the winner was Eric. Eric, quite frankly, I think that you being new really affects you being a hero because I truly believe, Eric, if you knew how to play this game, you would not have been as nice as you were.
I completely agree.
But I think that because of it, you were very sweet, you were very honest with people, you were very open to what you wanted, and like you didn't really like fight with a lot of people, unlike the other people you were working with in the game. I think maybe the most villainous thing you did was go to Claire's funeral, but like even then, like that wasn't really villainous. That was, in fact, it was so heroic. You showed it and supported a friend.
That's too.
But
No.
no, honestly, I love when newbies get awards because it keeps them in the community. I love it.
Was this like all pre-planned? So
No, but genuine, this is absolutely deserved 100%.
Yeah, when you got casted, we decided you were getting hero no matter what.
Even
Yeah.
if you cursed off production, you were getting hero.
How
I
sweet.
gotta
Thank you,
say, the hero, for those who have seen me, y'all know this is my award. And it is such an honor that you are representing the heroism from this season. You just absolutely just shines with that. And I love seeing it so much.
Thank you.
My award's next.
All right. With the heroes, we have the villains. Billy, you're all up.
Cool. So, a lot of you guys were fucking mean to each other this game strategically. Pagong, it's not listening to the other tribe, putting it to wheels, etc. As you can kind of tell. But here we go. It has to be Brandon. Brandon, you had your hands in almost every single little cookie pot that existed this season. You had to break your word very much to certain people. And in all honesty, I think you played a fantastic game trying to make sure you were just dangling pieces in front of people to make them sure that what they did what you wanted, which is a perfect villains game. Obviously, villains usually come up a little bit short, and it completely fits your narrative.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing. I think you and Kat working together was a great villainous duo, but I do think you took it above and beyond, especially when justifying certain votes, not only to yourself, but to other people. I think about specifically you justifying voting out Julia at 5. You go and everyone be like, I respect Julia. I want her, but I want her gone. She's dead to me, basically. And I just think about that specifically. But I think that you really used the villainy to your advantage, especially with working with Kat. You both were able to put your brains together and kind of like think of it. I think as well, like, yeah. Grace, you have any thoughts on this one?
I agree with you guys with that. Like both of you together really showed it.
All right. After villain, we have physical player of the season. I'll do this one. So you guys really physically up this season, strong. I think this is the first season in a while that we've had a couple of different people win immunity instead of one person over and over and over again. Austin won immunity, Danny won immunity, Julia won immunity, Lynn's won immunity. Like there were a bunch of people this season who won immunity. But ultimately we went to the queen with 4 comp wins. We had Danny. Danny, not only the fact that you won the cat comp, which was long as fuck, not only the fact that you won touchy subjects, which is social as fuck. I personally am going to keep counting that you won color jumper because it happened in my brain. And the fact is, you swept all 3 comps during the final immunity challenge, not even giving up a single point. And I think that's why you deserve physical player of the season.
Oh, well, thank you.
If this
I do not feel like I deserve having 4 comp wins when we didn't play one of them, but I will accept that 4th one, and I will
You
count
earned it.
FIC as 3.
I guess by
You
I mean,
earned
you
it.
technically do because of the cat comp, and then you won 3 comps in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
finale.
I will
Or in
say, if this was based off perception instead, Julia, you would have won this, because the other tribe wanted you dead because of your comp ability in the pre-merge. But
Hey, I participated pre-merge.
oh no, I meant like specifically, there were multiple conversations in
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
pre-merge
No,
that
Julia
Julia's
was
head needed to be on a
It was
spike.
after the plate smash comp. I think it was the plate smash comp. I just remember it was the Ramsey tribe. It was
Julia
the Ramsey
anticipated
tribe.
every
Or
challenge.
was
I was
it
like,
or was it that or was it another one? But
No, it was wheel or no wheel when Z
Oh, it
kept
was
coming
wheel or
up
no
with all the
wheel.
answers, but Julia kept answering them. So like Z was answering all of them, and Julia would just say them out loud, and he'd be like, "Wow, Julia's so smart. She got these all answered."
Oh yeah, the new Ramsey's tribe. They're like, oh, Julia's gotta go. She's answering all these.
I will say it is a very common theme this season. This you guys dealt in some very strange absolutes in terms of what targets, whether it was perceived compatibility of tribes you guys weren't on, power rankings from previous seasons, when but exclusively ignoring other people's power rankings. Basically hinting at people targeting Karen for her power ranking, but completely ignoring Julia's literally 10 spots away. But
Not
you guys
see.
had some very weird ways of targeting people, and honestly, we couldn't do anything besides laugh.
All right, next we have social. Grace, you can take this one.
This is also my thing too.
wait, why am I not nominated? No, I'm kidding.
This is so social player of the season. So you guys know those cute little trust rankings that we sent out every single round. So we took a look at those along with who is talking absolutely so much at the same time and going around making sure they had their bonds solidified with people. And I feel like all 3 of these people did so well with that. But there is one person in particular I just want to say dominated. When I say dominated the trust rankings, especially in the pre-merge portion of the game. Every single round, every single tribe they were on. And funny enough, they were reaching up to, I'm not sure if the record was beat or not, from a specific person who is a close friend of theirs from last season, who also had a #1 run throughout the whole time. So with that being said, Julia.
Yes.
I was going to elaborate on the record. So Andrew Denson has the record from last season for consecutive trust ranking #1s with 10 consecutive rounds, going from round 1 all the way to like the 2nd or 3rd round of the merge. Julia, you were #1 on your tribe from the 1st round of the game all the way until the merge. So keep that on top of your head. So obviously, I know you don't think you're super social, but obviously you killed it this season. So
I think back specifically to a confessional you made when once again Linz had to do the public reveal of her confessionals, and Linz was like, "Oh, I trust Julia. Oh, I want to work with Julia." And Julia's like, "What?" Julia's like, I don't think I put enough work into Linz to be #1. Like, am I running this?" But yeah, I think you underestimate your social game too much. And yeah, next up we have strategic player, which is all Billy.
if you've ever played a game with me or rubber skied me before, I hate the social game. Danny would get along so well. I am a huge strategic buff. But obviously, these 3 players represented basically the huge part of the strategic part of the season. A lot of the moves went through these individuals. But without further ado, the winner is, and is anyone shocked? I am not. Brandon. Brandon had, like I said earlier, Brandon had his little fingers in everyone's little cookie jars, telling them basically, hey, this is what we should do, hinting very quietly while keeping relationships within the OG Thutmose tribe, also with Kat, and even starting to branch out to the other people on the other side. So, Brandon, congratulations. Are you gonna do the next one, Seb?
Yeah, I just gotta do something real quick. Give me a sec. I apologize.
Shocked and delighted.
Okay, this slide next is player of the season. So we usually do our for Austin winning the game, you are not eligible for player of the season. And so we are here with Brandon, Julia, and Danny. I think the three of you have played the second strongest game. And you guys really deserve your flowers. No matter what happens, you got a nom, and I think that is enough in my heart to you. And the player of the season is Julia. I think Julia really ultimately Brandon's social game was good and his strategic game was great, but Brandon's jury management was not there. And so we had Julia though, who I thought, like we said before, ran the trust rankings on her pre-merge tribe and the swap tribe, even coming into the merge, getting high 2, 3, 4 spots, as well as a great strategic game and flipped when she needed to. It might have put her on the bottom, but she was able to survive at least one more round. She was this close from getting past final 5 into final 4. And then from there, it still would have been an uphill battle, but I think that Julia definitely deserves this player of the season.
I was gonna say this. I was gonna kind of echo those lines. Julia, your whole time in your prod chat, I suck. I can't do this. Everyone hates me.
They're
And
just
it
gonna vote
doesn't-
me out.
Like obviously that ain't the truth. You played a fantastic game.
It's me,
I
it's who I am.
I truly do feel like if you do win that tiebreaker, that game map you would have devoured. And then in the final 3, honestly, I don't think you lose that one either. I think genuinely you're sitting at the final 2, and I think I speak for everybody. I think everyone was looking forward to you being an FTC and wanted to vote for you to win.
And I sent the screenshot to Austin the second it ended. I had calculated out 76 for my tiebreaker, but put 75 just to make sure I didn't go over. And I sent him my calculator screen after. And that's also why it hurt like so much more because I was like, fucking bitch.
All right. Next up, though, we have players' favorites. Rachel is not here. So if Rachel wants to send a blurb to the VL after, she can. But Rachel's favorite this season was Lynn's. Rachel's not here, but I could speak on behalf of Rachel. We're good friends, you know. Lynn, you were amazing. The confessionals, everything I ever wanted and more. Like, oh my God, when I watched you in Bodo and you did those bomb ass confessionals, I was like, they better bring him over to Distortion. And you did. I'm super thankful. And I just enjoyed watching you, Billy.
I will say, you guys this season, just in general, have sent the most VLDRs probably ever.
Kind of too many.
And I'm not even kidding. Like when I say not just for a season, I think there was more VLDRs sent this season than any season we've ever had combined. You guys were very, very free in sharing what you guys thought about the players, and everyone in the game, or even just general thoughts. But Lynn's does, in my opinion, have the best VLDRs because Lynn's makes spreadsheets and literal slides to describe how she's feeling about every single person in her trust rankings and drags them out. It's honestly a great read. If you have time to go scroll through them, I completely recommend it.
They're cute. They have like cute backgrounds in
Yes.
the desert, and there's like pyramids and like camels. It's cute.
Quite
Anyways,
literally, her VLDR looked like they were sponsored by Canva.
all right. Next up, we have Jen. Mother, unfortunately, cannot be here, but she did send a blurb. Grace.
Oh, let me go get it pulled up. Give me just one moment. Alrighty, so Jen said this person is my favorite because he played this game with his entire heart from start to finish and is always making me laugh in his pride chat. You're so much fun to watch play and always such a joy to host. I'm so extremely proud of you for getting your win. So that will be Austin.
And now I can speak for Jen. We're friends. Austin, I mean, first time you met both me and Jen was at Kaleidoscope. And maybe I voted you out. That's not the point here. But I will speak for everyone. Thank you very much. Austin, it's been a pleasure hosting you. I'm super thankful that you were able to get here.
Thank you for bugging me to do this.
All right. Next up, we have Benji. Benji, hello.
Hi. Y'all don't normally get to hear my ass half the time, so you will today. Uh, my favorite, this individual played their heart out, made me eye roll many times in the best way possible. Um, Getting to watch their game was riveting. It was fun. It was funny at times, depending on what their take on the situation was. Um, yeah, this person was just entertaining from start to finish. Watching them, I became more and more of a stan account. So this award is going to go to Julia Rowena Ravenclaw. Julia, I loved watching you. I don't know. There's not much else to say. I know, like, you were there with me during my first Survivor game, getting to see, even before, even after that, just in the short time between DS8 and DS11, knowing what you're capable of, kicking ass. I wanted to build you through my vision insurance by the amount of times I eye rolled, but it was so much fun getting to watch you again. Love you dearly. You deserve this in spades.
I could speak for Benji as well.
Yeah, we're friends.
We're friends. Julia, you're amazing. For anyone who doesn't know, this is my 6th time hosting Julia in an org. I played with Julia 4 years ago when she was graduating high school. And now we're here. She graduated college.
Crazy.
I just think it's fucking nuts. But Julia, you're amazing. And I am 100% super thankful that you came back to play. And Billy
Thanks
has
for having
nothing
me.
because he hates you.
No, I'm past. Next.
Fuck you,
Well,
Billy.
Nick is also not here. I'm assuming they're sleeping. But Nick had chosen Eric as their prod favorite. Without saying too much because I'm not Nick. I can't speak for Nick though. We're friends. Eric has been amazing hosting you. Your prod chat top notch, and I promise you that your prod chat is probably the reason why Nick chose you. That being said, you're amazing. Keep playing orgs. Don't take any breaks. In fact, play 6 orgs at the same time.
I do not
Don't do that.
do
That
not
will be
advise
yeah, don't
him
don't
to
do
do
that.
that.
Don't do
Oh,
that.
I can't
No.
hear you guys. Sorry. Next slide.
You heard that enough to respond.
Yo,
Billy.
so Seb, you're not my friend on this one, so you don't get to speak for me because why not? But honestly, when I am looking for my host favorite, I like to usually choose somebody who I'm not really closely aligned to, just due to I like to get to know people in their prod chats and just who they are as individuals. I also like somebody who can make me laugh, and that I usually don't have to mute their prod chats because they're boring. Sorry, I do it respectfully. So my host favorite is going to go to Claire. The amount of times that you had me actually rolling in my production chat this season, yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. I'm officially a stan of the Claire Hive, and
Are you in the hive?
100% all of Prod
Billy
has said
Hive.
multiple times that we've been all in the Claire Hive.
Welcome to the hive.
Next org you play, we will be behind you as the new anointed members of the Claire Hive.
Austin, let me into
Listen.
High Fiber season 2.
Distortion Hive.
So I can speak for Billy because we're friends. The amount of time that Billy has audibly laughed, if I were turning that into a drinking game, I would be drunk for 2 days straight. Like,
Yeah,
it was so good.
I can speak for Billy. We're friends. Roll Tide. Thank you.
No. Go dogs. Go dogs. Don't bring that bad energy up in here.
Well, if we're going dogs, maybe you should let me get a cat. Thank you.
Next person.
Goodbye.
Grace.
I always preface before I reveal my host favorite. Love you guys all so much. Just know that. I love y'all so much. But when I pick a host fave, majority of the time, it's always been someone who has been underestimated. As someone, no matter what position they are in, no matter what they have to go through, they still find a way to keep on fighting until there's no way to do it. But they still go out of the game, even with them going out, they still go out fighting. And that is something that I've always admired. And it's something that I just really resonate with, especially whenever I am playing. And this person, I feel really embodied that. And also, too, they are just a hilarious person. Their jokes had me cracking up, like, in their sense of humor. I was laughing every second they posted something. But this person as well, it's very touching because I've come a very long way with this person. Like, several years ago, I met him. And I've come a very long way with them. And I was just the biggest honor getting to have them on this cast after those several years. And with that being said, you can reveal who my person is. It's Z.
I'm gonna speak now because I'm Grace's friend. Only Grace's friend. But Z, when you messaged me separately and you said, I'm thinking about playing, I joined the server and I'm really interested in possibly playing, but I don't know if the time commitment's going to work. I may have told a little white lie and told you that there's no late things going on, but then your tribe decided to do 10 p.m. challenges, and that's not my fault. But well, more like 3 a.m. for you. But at the end of the day, I really don't think as much as you can say, like, you're gonna grumble at me like the old man that you are. I do believe that you had a super fun time playing this season. And I'm without the season, it doesn't happen without you, and I really appreciate you actually coming back out after years of not playing.
Yeah, I can speak for Grace. We're only friends.
Shut up.
There were multiple times this season where Z said something and I actually choked. Like that was that funny. Like I just the words that come out of your mouth, Z, are ridiculous, and why they come out of your mouth sometimes I question. But I fucking love it so much, Z. You've definitely like sprung up on like my top to host list. Like I thoroughly enjoyed hosting you this season.
Also, if anybody didn't know, did you know Z is a countdown champion?
Oh, don't start this again.
The countdown legend.
But yeah, no, thanks guys. Grace, I agree. I love the fact that we're on such a good night these days. Nothing but love for you, girl. Billy, you suck. Seb, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. And if I'm nearing the top of your host list, Z for second chances with a cast that actually listens to him. That would be perfect. Thank you. Good
All
night.
I'm gonna say is, Z, I really want you for next season when we do the chase, because you're gonna put them through the fucking ringer.
Yes,
Oh
please.
yeah, I'll crush some brains.
All right, that being said, last host favorite is mine. I like to be dramatic, but we're also cutting close to 12 ESTs, so I'm gonna stop being a little dramatic. This person, super funny, bullied Billy all season, so I call that a plus. Um, I thoroughly enjoyed them. I enjoyed hosting their game. I really enjoyed their game as a whole. And this person, like I said, didn't really know them much prior to the season, but totally changed my perspective. I am so glad to have you as an alumni of this game, and you are definitely someone who I'm going to hold very close. Your gameplay, just the way that you are, you're just amazing. And I picked Danny as my host fave. Danny, you're fantastic. I cannot say enough great things about you and your game and how funny you are, and just, oh my God, it's been a blast. I mean, the minute we started this game and you're like, You're like, oh, here's Minnie Mouse. Like I knew it was gonna be over. I knew it was gonna be over. You're at tribal council or like one of the challenges in the Winnie the Pooh ride.
Yeah.
Killed me. I loved it. Oh my god, Danny, you brought the entertainment, but it wasn't like forced entertainment. Like you said something and I was like, that's funny. And I don't have to like, and it wasn't a joke. I just thought it was funny. I
Yeah,
just appreciate
I also appreciate bullying Billy because he's a Phillies fan and he deserves it.
I was gonna say,
Danny.
Danny, you were on like a top tier list for me all season of being my host favorite, but then you told me you were a Mets fan and quite literally last place.
Danny taught me the term the filthies.
That's
Yeah.
So
we
I
will
take
not be
it.
using that moving forward.
That's
I
actually the
think
theme of next
Me
season.
using it every single time during a prod meeting now.
I think when Pope Francis died and I posted my death pool, like you guys like
Oh my
lost
God.
it.
That was probably honestly like Linz, you did great VLDRs, but my favorite VLDR this season was Danny's family death pool.
What's really great is like you can see the evolution of who I'm dating. Like if you look at it, because it's like you can see who's there in 2023. Then there's one less person in 2024 because they're single. Then there's
Forget
somebody
who
new in
was
2025.
I forget who was the first pick every season. Like there was just one person. It
Oh
was
my
like the
God. My
it
friend
was
Jose is a moron. He picked Hugh Jackman and like the first pick twice. I was like, what are you doing?
He just really wants Hugh Jackman to die.
He's like, I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I'm like, everybody
All
else's
right.
picks are like 90.
All right. That being said, we do have some superlatives. That means everyone will at least walk away with one award. All right. So, do you want me to read these, Grace, or do you want to read them?
I want to read them.
Can I read the whole cast one?
Sure.
All right. Your whole cast superlative is the drunkest archaeologist. Like, damn, y'all were drunk
All y'all
all
were
the
drinking
fucking
all
time.
season.
Quite
All of you.
literally there was I don't think Haley showed up to a challenge sober. I don't think
I
half
think Eric showed up half of the challenges drunk.
Julia had her fair experiences of drunkenness. Mastermind specifically was a riot.
I had to walk away. I literally was like, Billy, you gotta give me like 5.
Quite literally, I was
the
hosting,
stable remote.
and I think probably the funniest part about this part was I was running 3 challenges at the same time for the mastermind. I was running Austin, Brandon, and Julia's all at the same time, and Austin was like, "Oh, I guess that was the last one." I said, "Not exactly."
Oh no, I remember Austin was like, "Oh, I'm during the chase before the chase challenge. I'm drinking." Lance was always sending a picture of her beers in the tribe chat. Like y'all had a bunch of alcohol on you.
Sickening. Get new
Except
livers,
for
all
me.
of you.
I walked into the chase drunk off my ass. Whoever this fucking chaser was, like, who is this asshole?
Sam is
They
a big
ask-
fan of Julia.
They start
Sam is a
asking
big
me.
fan of
They start
Julia.
asking me questions. I'm sober.
Sam, we had a chat for Sam, and he messaged in there during the challenge. Damn, how is she even fucking doing this right now? But okay, Grace, we start with Zach.
Yeah. The Amy of the season. So fun story, when Kat and Brandon were studying for the game map because they guessed what the comp was going to be.
Oh my gosh, no.
They had everyone listed out but Zach. But not really. They had 18 players. The 18th player was by the name of Amy. And they both, but correct me if I'm wrong, they both put Amy on their game map.
Yes, so Brandon put Amy on his game map to represent Zach. Kat put Amy on her game map to represent Kim.
And I think the funniest part about that was nobody was on the call when they were like trying to work this out between like the whole game map thing. So while we were watching Brandon and Kat go, they both put Amy and we immediately thought they were cheating. We're like, wait, they talked about this.
So fun fact, I was there like a tinge, and I had questioned it a little bit, and I was like, maybe Amy is another name for another player. Why'd y'all like make me look like a liar? Because y'all
I
put
was like-
Amy there, and to where Nick had to ask, "Who the fuck is Amy?"
Who's Amy?
Okay, I'll
ABC
speak.
Amy.
This is the first time I'm even speaking up on at all. But Amy, I actually am hosting an Amy. So it's a
okay.
product of like there's a little bit of overlap from the game I'm hosting to the game I'm playing. And my brain was mush by the time we did that challenge. And yeah, my bad.
Well, now we know who Amy is.
No,
So,
that's so real. Now we know.
Amy.
all right. Next up, we have Forrest.
Hold on, sorry, my thing is going. The 9 p.m.ers. So for those of you who got to be on a tribe with Forrest for the 2 rounds that Forrest was around, you could not schedule anything past 9 p.m. Every time we put out a poll, oh, if y'all do after, I can't come. I can't come. I can't come. I can't come. Even tonight in the pre-jury chat, tribals at 9. Oh, it's gonna be too late. I can't come.
Even though Karen doesn't get off work until 6 p.m. PST,
Pacific
which is
time.
9 p.m. EST. It was a fun time.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience, but
And it was the second round too, when Forrest was getting voted out. Forrest was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to be able to compete in the next challenge because it was past." You guessed it, 9 p.m.
all right. Next up, we have Marcel, who's the Indigo.
Indigo. So basically, Indigo, it kind of looks like a shade of blue, but it's its own thing. Like it's special. Like if you think of the colors of the rainbow, it's classified as its own color. All the blues made the merge portion of the game, and he was the only blue that did not.
Y'all killed Marcel and then got to Final 7. Like, that's what happened. It's crazy. But next we have
Adam, the
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. I had to think how to pronounce that name for a second. The Keanu Reeves. Y'all seen the Matrix movie where you're dodging?
Quite literally, you guys tried shooting Adam during the plate comp a million times, and this guy kept dodging the bullets like Neo. So it was kind of crazy, his luck. I think if we tried that again, it would never happen again. Like a quite
Not at
literal
all.
0.001% chance.
All right, next up we have the
Dang.
enemy of Claire's Nano 1,
The
2,
1, 2,
3.
3, 4.
So
I don't know
fun.
the username again.
Yeah,
One-
so fun fact, and I learned this from Claire's prod chat. So there was a miscommunication when at the Adam Tribal Council, where Claire was talking to her Nana about Easter dresses, and Dex thought Claire was talking to her Nana about the cast and shit talking them. So Dex told people on the swap tribe that Claire was shit talking them when Claire was talking about Easter dresses. So yes, Dex is in fact the enemy of Claire's Nano 1, 2, 3, 4.
I also will say Claire's Nana was active in the VL multiple times this season.
She's fucking crazy, I'm telling you.
She wrote a nice little paragraph when Claire got voted out. She's like, I don't need to give a fuck about this game anymore.
Where do you think I get it from? Come on.
She was like, those fucking idiots voted Claire out. I was like, period.
And then everybody, all of the Claire High people were like, "You go, Nana, you go."
Claire's Nana for DS12.
I'll take
Literally.
it. Okay, next up.
Kim,
The best
the
main-
best main chat confessionalist. Because Kim was to post her VLDRs in the tribe chat, so she wanted to make it known, even if it was an accident.
I'm still convinced it was on purpose. Because no one lets a message like that sit in the main chat for 8 hours.
Well, Kim said it was an accident, so I will believe it until I see it. But last in the pre-jury, we have
Patrice, the White Knight.
now Patrice. I love you to death. But the way you flipped on them to go hang out with Kim and then never talk to the other people again was crazy. You night whited Kim so badly that like the other people were like, oh, we don't know what to do between Kim and Patrice. And you were like, oh, I'm fine going. And Kim was like, no, I'm fine going. And then you were like, fine, Kim, you're okay going. It was just a crazy,
I
like
think that was so funny to me. I was like sitting there and it's like, everyone was like, okay, Kim's going home, and Patrice is like, but I don't want that. And they're like, okay, well, Kim's going home. And then Patrice is like,
Patrice is
okay,
like,
well, no,
no.
she's not.
Yeah, you
And
know what?
then
At that point, like that was so boring and stuff. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna like do something just to, and I know I wasn't going to go far anyway, so it would put some, I don't know, some drama or some, and I kind of enjoyed it. So,
oh, there was
and
drama, trust.
yeah.
There was
Uh,
plenty of drama from
All
y'all.
right. Now we headed to the jury slash
Jury?
finalist superlatives.
Yeah. So Karen, the top clown, because y'all saw that for her cast photo, one of her conditions for casting her and for her accepting her spot as a returnee for this season is to allow her to use that clown picture for her cast photo. And anytime she was on the tribe anytime she lost and went to tribal council or any given moment, she would spam that emoji in her prod chat, and that's all she would type in there for a lot of the time, was just spamming the clown emoji of her
Yeah.
cast photo.
She put the clown emoji in her prod chat so much. Then she had a prod chat guest, and he started doing it too. And the worst part is, I think that the Hive people are using the emoji outside the server because Karen's not even the top emoji. I think Claire and Eric are. But Karen tried so hard to be the top emoji, and it just never happened. But
Next up is Claire, the Undertaker, because she had a funeral for her demise,
yeah, girl, you
and
planned
all
the
y'all
whole
were dressed in
funeral.
black.
We
they
didn't know.
actually listened.
I thought it was funny if it
It was
moves
great.
anything.
It was like Dan's funeral from Big Brother.
We were trying to serve comedy. Somebody had to serve comedy to the group.
Well,
And then I don't know if y'all noticed the next tribal council, me and Haley wore blue.
Oh, dead. I didn't notice the blue at all.
All right, next
All right.
up.
Next up is Z, the solo puzzlist, because the zebra puzzle challenge, we said you guys would be able to bring people in if you need help solving the puzzle. And in the shot in the dark, which was the advantage, was put into play. And all of the tribes called all their people in to solve the puzzle, except for Z. Z says, screw y'all, I'm doing this by myself and I'm gonna be happy with it. And Z ended up getting the fastest time out of all three tribes by himself.
Z quite literally said, I don't want more people here. It's going to hurt my head and they're going to annoy me. And I know I can do better by myself. And then that was true.
Yeah, factually accurate.
I mean,
People
that
people
is what
shouting
happened.
at me. It's just a headache.
I still remember that tribe after Z completed the puzzle. They're like, wait, I'm just sitting in the VC with them and they're like, wait, are we done?
Why is it called a
well,
zebra puzzle?
Because zebras invented it.
I don't know.
Next
up, we have Haley, the last neighbor standing. So we've ended up finding this out.
So
Before
I'm gonna
tribal, was it a
Can I explain?
tribal? Yeah,
Can I
go
explain
ahead.
this? So it was before a challenge or before a tribal. I think we were still in tribes or like you just merged, but
It was merged.
Haley joins a call. She goes, "Hey y'all, I just got finished beating my neighbor up." And she's like, "Yeah, my neighbor started a fight, so I beat the shit out of her."
Quite literally said, I just got done fist fighting my neighbor.
And despite all the crazy shit Haley did this game, that's still the funniest. Like
Haley was very much an enigma this season.
I'm obsessed with her.
She is the most unreal person I've ever met. Every single time I was on a call with her, it was the craziest shit I've ever heard come out of anybody's mouth.
I like when I heard that the first time, I needed a sec. I was like, we have to delay tribal or we have to delay this challenge.
She showed me the scratch marks she had on her chest where they beat the fuck out of her.
That's okay. She's having way too much hair time. That's okay. We can switch to the other one.
All right. Next up.
Next up, Liz. The VL loves me. Anytime Liz would send a message or say something, she was like, the VL loves me.
Every time we did awards, every time awards got brought up. Okay, well, I can't wait for the VL favorite. Another superlative we thought about giving you was the richest woman in the world, because despite working in HR, you in fact have so much money because all they fucking do there is feed you. Like, I don't understand how much free food your job could give someone before saying, hey, we don't have any free food left.
Well, it's a casino. It's not running out of money anytime soon.
True. Okay, next up.
Eric, the Real Housewives, because Eric is a stan and lover of the Real Housewives franchise, and we had to remix it a little bit. Eric is part of the Hive and has his own little
Where's the
Eric
shirt?
Hive and the t-shirts, and so he's the Real House. He's the Real House Hive.
Right.
I love it.
Next up.
Julia, the run 50 laps. And where is this coming from? Julia would say something in her prod chat, and Coach would immediately be in there and be like, that's not true. And
Talking back to your coach, you're gonna have to run 50
talking back
laps.
to your coach.
It's he would just sit there and wait for me to say something in my prod chats. Like, he'd be like, "You suck. Stop talking."
You'd be like, wow, I'm getting voted out tonight. And he'd be like, didn't you just fucking win immunity? You'll be like, oh, I'm going home. And he'll be like, how about you play this advantage that'll keep you safe? And you're like, no, I don't want to do that. Next up, we have the man on speed dial.
Speed dial, because that guy was the fastest person to ever get on a call with someone. Like, he would always ask somebody would ask him, he'd be like, yep, I'm ready. Let's go.
I'd be at work and it'd be like 12 o'clock my time, which means it's like, 3 hours before. My God. Brandon would just message someone and be like, you want to call? I'm like, bro, would you just wake up? Like, go to bed. Like,
even at the late hours of the night too.
Like, I love you, Brandon, but I don't know how you called this game. Oh,
You gotta have fun. You gotta chit chat it up.
I love having fun, but not at 9 a.m. my time.
I think my favorite part this season was just the random video he would send to everybody of just like sitting in like the most perfect background ever of like the beach, and then just talking about the game of like his 2 minutes confet. And you'd be sending them to everybody, and I'm like, damn, that's a lot of recording in your phone.
All right, next up we have
Kat, the phone queen. Go ahead.
Kat, we love you. But every comp you did was on your phone. I think about specifically on the zebra puzzle, where you had informed Prod that you could screen share, and then like 10 minutes into the comp, we realized that you could not. And then on top of that, I think about the freaking game map puzzle. Well, I know you didn't have a choice, but we were like, hey,
That's why I insisted. I was like, hey, are you sure you're going to be able to screen share with like what we have to do? Like, everyone's going to have to be able to see your screen, and we just want to make sure that's possible for everybody. And you were like, nope, I got it. We're good to go. And I'm like, oh, this isn't going to end well.
But I mean, you made it work. I've seen,
but I was just sitting there. I'm like, oh my God.
I've seen some players play works on their phone, and they just did not know how shit worked anyways. So I mean, honestly, it was a lot better than I would have anticipated. But next up, we have the busy bee, Mr. Teacher, Mr. I have an event every 5 seconds, Mr. Oh, I could talk, and then it's, oh, I don't actually want to talk to them, Mr. Oh, I have school, don't talk to me at this time.
Mr. Member of the Beehive
tells everybody, listen, between this time and this time, if you don't get an answer from me, I'm in class. Don't bother me.
Dude, because people would accuse you of ignoring them. I'm like, I mean, yes, I am, because there are 27 14-year-olds looking at me while I'm on my phone right now.
But what's more important?
Imagine you're on your phone in front of the 14-year-olds, and they're like, so what are you doing on your phone?
That's prime recruitment right there.
I'm taking a call.
You know what?
Taking a
No.
call.
They can be like, you can I'm doing something cool that you can do in 4 years.
4 years apply for just. And finally, we have Danny, the sole survivor of Disney. You might not have won this game, Danny, but you did win Disney every weekend.
She had Minnie
And that's
Mouse
all that
waving
I
in
matters.
feel
her
like I was
camera.
there all the time. Like, I'm like, yeah,
We
I'll
felt
just
you were.
participate for Magic Kingdom. It's fine.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think my
I
favorite Danny moment was her literally on the Winnie the Pooh ride during Tribal. I just bawled at that. I bawled.
I remember multiple times during the season, we'd be like, "Hey, are you like when are you able to schedule your comp?" You're like, "Well, I don't know. Let me know. I'm at Disney right now, so I'll let you know when I get home." Or you'll be like, "Well, if it's just on Zoom, I could do it from Magic Kingdom." I was like, "Okay, you know what? Like, I love the commitment. It's
Well,
amazing."
I want to be clear that like the ride home can be a disastrous. Like, I only live 40 miles, so it could be like under an hour, but sometimes it's 2 hours or longer because you never know what traffic is like. So I'd rather just do it there. It's fine. So
That's so valid, honestly.
I think what really gave it away for me was just I watched during your scavenger hunts. I watched every second of it, and you were just like, "Yeah, here's my one Disney jersey. Oh, and here's my Disney shirt, and then this is my Disney snow globe." And
You were
then
like, "This is
oh
my
my God.
You were like,
All of my confessions, like I swear I have shirts that aren't Disney.
Also,
Uh,
just a little side note. I think the funniest part of Danny this season, and genuinely, I was in the prod chat. Like, please don't tell me she did this. So one of the things was that she had to brush her teeth
oh my
for the
God.
scavenger hunt. Um,
No, no,
she
I had to
recorded
have
herself putting
had
the
to
toothpaste on the toothbrush, and then not showing us that she brushed her teeth. And I go to the prod chat. I'm like, she didn't show us she brushed her teeth, so she's gonna have to do this again. Then a minute later, she's like, I didn't show her that I brushed my teeth. And I'm like, oh, I probably should watch the rest of the video. And then she shows us her brushing her teeth.
it was show a toothbrush with toothpaste on it. And I was so tired and I did it off camera. And then I was like, did I just do that off camera? So I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it again. And then I had to wash it off with my hand, which was gross.
I
Um,
remember that scavenger hunt very particularly because you were like, I got all my stuff in, and I was like, oh, like where are the pictures? And you're like, oh no, I filmed a 15-minute video of all my items, so you're
an
gonna have to
hour
go through
later.
it. I was
And then
like,
quite literally, we're waiting like to the minute of YouTube to let you upload it, or you weren't going to get the advantage.
Yeah. No, my favorite was like, I was like, well, I don't know whether this is gonna count as a survivor item. I was like, how about this machete?
all right. Well, again, I want to thank you all. A wonderful season. We have been so thankful for each and one of you to playing this fun and wild game. Again, Austin, congratulations on your win. Danny, congrats on making it to second place. We hope your time in Egypt has been just a pleasure. We hope that all of you will come along with us in our next adventure. This summer, we're trying to host GS12. Apps will be to be determined, but we, again, for anyone who's watching, we hope that all the newbies, all project guests, if you're a loved one, get your friends, families, your cousins, your neighbors down the street to come play for Distortion. As well, we're going to make a formal announcement in the VL sometime tomorrow, but the 27th is Distortion's birthday. We will be celebrating 3 years of Distortion Survivor. The 27th is the premiere date of season 1. We are trying to do something in the server. Just get a bunch of people. It's a weekday, so I know not to be up late, even though you're up late now. But that being said, I would love for all of you to join. We're gonna send a Zoom on that date, probably when I go home from work. We're just gonna have fun, play some games, maybe do some Distortion comps. Anyone might do some Distortion Q&A stuff. But again, I'm super thankful.